Hello, hello, and welcome to Lucifer Within Us, which wasn't initially the game I was going to play, but I bought this one on sale. I was intending to play it at some point because I like kind of detective-y games. But I thought, you know what, this also would fit for spooky season. 100 years without murder, 100 years without demonic possession, then this. I am Sister Anna, exorcist and investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at Saint Walpurgis Abbey. It is truth. Do not believe the lies of my accusers. Interesting. Hello, Darren.
Sister Ada, welcome.
Ooh, we have voice acting. I remember now. Nothing better than a warm shower in wintertime. True, true. It was hot, very hot. Yeah, I try to lower the temperature of my showers because I use the shower super hot, but then if it's like a cold room, I can't help it. I need my shower to be hot. Ooh, nice background, nice art.
I am Virgil, Chief Inquisitor at St. Walpurgis Abbey. We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist.
Okay.
You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree.
I like this art style. It reminds me vaguely of Invisible Ink. The way the faces are rendered. Although this is a little more detailed. Invisible Ink was like even sharper. My bathroom changes into the sauna after my showers.
Has there truly been a murder?
It seems so. A respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances.
I mean, there's a lot of blood there.
A demon may be present. Here, even now, possessing someone.
I think someone here might be an owl. Who? That's the thing, we don't... Same energy. Well, maybe slightly more serious energy.
What happened exactly?
I think I want the voice to be a little louder, but I'm not sure if I go into escape, will go to the menu. Lucifer inside us? I thought he'd be bigger. What do you mean? He's hiding.
Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. This morning, she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office.
Something went wrong with the installation.
Okay, I have no clue what this means.
Yes, to put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace
Ooh,
yourself.
that's a not nice way to go. She got electrocuted. You know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. I genuinely have no clue what you're... Lucifer getting super cute. I'm not cute. And I'm the detective. I'm not being possessed right now.
Then the workshop operators, Gideon and Reuben, are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right?
Oh dear.
Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone.
Well, I mean, if someone is literally being possessed, then wouldn't they do stuff that's out of character?
Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died.
Oh, poor guys had to witness the whole thing. Never said Anna was possessed. I'm not cute. Nee.
Daemons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions, Virgil.
Like, is this just a metaphor or are people literally being possessed?
One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a daemon.
You're very confident.
Whichever it is, I will unmask his lies and cast out the daemon within him.
So, are we literal or figurative? I'm not sure yet.
May Einsoff's will be done. Amen.
To exorcise a daemon, we must uncover 4 things.
Okay. Paying attention now, guys. We need to uncover 4 things.
First, the suspect. We must identify which sinner is possessed by a daemon.
Makes sense. We gotta get the right person.
Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed?
also important, just for detective standpoint. Guessing by the art style, I think they're literal.
We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies.
Mm-hmm.
Third, the means by which the murder has been committed.
Okay. So we're just being a detective.
The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, the motive of the murderer, which can be found in their inner world, their sanctum.
Okay, so we can find out their motive not just by speculation, but by literally just saying hello in their head. Hello, lovely Luna. Hello, Lucent. How are you?
The motive will tell us which demon possesses the sinner.
Wait, which? Oh, I guess maybe that's a translation of the kind of like probably Seven Sins or something, like if it was done by Rat or... I mean, I don't really see how Slot could, but... Envy.
Very well. Let us begin our holy work.
This voice seems familiar. Okay, before we continue... Oh, so we go immediately here. Interesting. I want this to be... I want more sound, but I need the music to be a little... I don't know which controls the voices. Like, I specifically just want the voices to be a little louder. Hey, Asil. So only males are suspect right now. Only the two brothers, but apparently we can talk to Miriam first. Or... Oh, this is an... Okay, a person of interest. Mother Miriam, the victim. Yeah, an aether coronet implant at the workshop and that went wrong. Oh. I guess I'll check out all the things first before we go talk. Provide a piece of physical evidence. New entry now is now added to your evidence panel, which can be found in the lower left of your display. Okay. Here you can access detailed information about the coordinate blueprints. You must present them to the suspects in order to discover contradictions. Constructing the aether coordinate. The purpose of the device seems to be amplify the user's aether output. The components are amplifier, casting, and limiter. Found in Ruben's workstation. Plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to Saint Walpurgas by Father Augustin. Okay. I see. I'll talk to the guys in a moment. I'm first gonna just scan all the things. The coordinate limiter. The component is required to safely install the coordinate without causing an aether oversurge, which, if it wasn't installed, then that's what happened to Cool Game. Yeah. I thought Lucifer wouldn't care which gender he would possess. I doubt they'd care, but it's just that's currently our suspect. Like... Consecration ceremony. Place the coordinate and the recipient in the chamber. The performer and the recipient pray in silence. Begin the song to start modulating the aether. Intensify the aether output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Huh. Interesting. Also, uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, the body is still there. I just straight up walked in there. But he's completely unharmed, but her head has exploded. I wouldn't say that... I mean, I guess if you'd say the body is completely unharmed and only the head, but... Yeah. So, oversearch about the thing. Part of the amplifier component emits the casing and survived the explosion, but the limiter wasn't there, which would explain what happened. Door controls. Twice this morning. Which makes sense. Opened once to let someone inside, open again after stuff happens. Okay, I found all the physical evidence apparently. Seems the only one's one of the two. That's one heck of a suicide. Well, I don't think it is, because it's a murder case. You see, activate and control consecration. Usage records show that the Aether output during the ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. Okay, so it was like... clearly something bad happened. Well, let's talk.
This is madness! I will not suffer this injustice!
Alright.
I am Gideon the Grand, the greatest cybernetician of our generation.
Yeah, okay.
I am blessed. I don't know what went wrong this morning. My hands are guided by the divine.
Kind of fool yourself? What do you mean? Just report suicide complaint. That's not really... I can't just say, oh yeah, it was a self-report and then move on.
I see only gaudy trinkets here.
Oh damn, Adel immediately shut Gideon down.
Mother Miriam died by your hands. Is that not so?
Still want the voice to be louder. No, why would I want to harm her? Mother Miriam was my patron. She loved me like a son. I did nothing wrong. The consecration chamber must have been compromised. That's a bold claim. Sister Ada is here to seek the truth, Gideon. You have nothing to fear if you are innocent. Please hear Gideon's testimony, Sister Ada, and judge for yourself if he speaks true. Testimony of a suspect is divided into events. You can access detailed descriptions of events by hovering over them. You can manipulate the timeline marker to navigate any moment in the testimony. Let's listen. Oh, interesting.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident.
Okay. They talky talk. Interesting that we have sightlines.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplifier.
Wait a second. Let's re-examine what he said about Miriam's arrival. Okay.
To prepare for the Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony.
Interesting. Can you just not mention Reuben being present while greeting Mother Miriam? True. Let's select Miriam's arrival and ask Gideon about it. So remember that I can ask a subject of any statement in the testimony. Okay. Are you alone when greeting Mother Miriam? I was alone. I wonder if Reuben will corroborate this. Okay, so I should ask Reuben about if Reuben was there when greeting Mother Miriam. Okay, finish. So then...
To prepare for the ceremony. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Okay, so he adjusted, then he walked, and he walked.
We began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ein Sof. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it.
Okay, so he didn't see anything because he had his eyes closed.
Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The Aether output was within safe ranges.
Interesting. Oh, he has to play on the thing. That's kinda... Uh-oh.
No!
Yeah, Gilbert, it's possible. I had everything under control. Sick rate, my plumbing dries. Yeah. Okay, I need you to be a little louder, game, but like not super loud. Can you do that for me? Okay, well, ask the brother.
An exorcist? Surely there are no demons here, though. This was an accident, wasn't it?
So he's clearly less well off. Like, he isn't as in high standing as his younger brother.
If Gideon is possessed, that would mean he did it on purpose. Horrible.
She just could not handle this much bass. She could not handle the organ.
You must be the elder brother.
Yes, my name is Ruben Garamond. I am responsible for the engineering and design of our implants.
Okay, so wait, if you're responsible for the engineering and design, then why are you on a lower rank? That seems kind of important still.
How did Mother Miriam die, exactly?
It was a completely preventable accident.
Ooh, completely preventable, huh? So you're telling me your brother wasn't careful enough?
Mother Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremonial guidelines for his own glory.
Okay, so you are directly accusing your brother, I see. But you're not saying it was an accident. It wasn't intended, but you're still saying he, like, it was due... I mean, I can see how it would have been due to ego. Like, your brother does seem to have quite the ego.
Gideon may be my flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence.
Yeah. They might be different. That's what we're looking for. If an event is corroborated by another suspect's testimony, it will be marked as verified on the timeline. I see.
Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony, but she wanted something extravagant.
Okay.
Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous.
So you're saying that you were there?
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway. Since he was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Okay. This part of the testimony is louder, wrong, and repetitive. Move ahead to the next section to try to stop the ceremony. So, according to Ruben, he was there during Miriam's arrival. Supposedly, his things are verified. That, at least that he discussed the ceremony. Not that Ruben was ordered, but he went back to work. And he didn't, like, do anything all this time. He just worked. And then, as they were
Gideon
performing...
activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Yeah, so he... It's all Gideon's fault, I see. Let's think carefully. Only one truth to the chain of events of this morning, and I doubt that either brother has told it to us. So we must rely on Ain Soap's greatest gift to us. Our minds. We need to detective. We have a lot of lurkers here, yeah. It's just good vibes whilst we solve a murder mystery. It's pretty hard. There are 3 ways we could consider what we've discovered. First way is deduction, since there can only be one truth. If 2 things don't align, one or both of them are false. Okay, explaining me how to detective, fair. Gideon and Ruben do not agree on something, someone is lying. Or if what they say do not match the evidence, I would say does not match the evidence, I find, then they must be lying. Second is induction. I should base my theory based on what I discover. If my theory does not align with any of the testimonies or evidence that I find, then I should discard it. Okay? 2 theories are both possible, then I should prefer the one that has more information that supports it. Okay? That said, induction alone is usually not enough. Finally, abduction. I must hypothesize what could have happened, filling gaps in information with my imagination. This is the fastest, most powerful way of thinking, but also the most fraught. Yeah, you'd just be making stuff up. I should engage in each of the 3 ways in order to uncover the truth. So this is supposedly verified, so then... But also, what is the last thing? Can I talk to Virgil then? Have you examined the explosion remains? If any component coordinate was missing, that would suggest the incident was sabotage. Yeah, I already noticed that. The limiter was missing. Which is kind of like... The limiter was missing, no wonder that it got out of hand. But also, how did they not notice the obvious limiter missing? Unless, of course... I mean, Gideon was the one that supposedly, even according to his own work, took it over here to work on it. So craft the casing and ornaments of the implants and handle ceremonial aspects. And to his dour, cynical demeanor and focus on engineering of the implants. But I would say that his engineering is more important than the... Well, I mean, clearly the ceremony can go wrong, but... So... I'm gonna then, like, contradict each of these guys. Yeah, let's ask the suspect. Select any evidence and ask him. Any evidence. That Ruben's little Charlie sure loves making things complicated. True art comes from the soul. Nothing in the mess of lines and wires expresses the beauty of the coronet. Well, it does need to be functional, doesn't it? The woman possessed was the nun. Victim took it out inside and call. She was possessed. Everything comes neatly together. I'm an investigator. Yes, totally. You clearly use your imagination. Very well. I think we have a little more going on, though. That's all you have to say about? Okay. Well,
Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony.
Well,
I've performed this many times before.
Yeah. Yes, obviously Ruben agrees that Mother Miriam arrived at the time. What more is there to it? So, well, then you weren't alone. I don't recall what he said or did at this time. Okay. Did he try... Gideon claims that the Aether output values are within safe ranges, but the control panel indicates otherwise. Let's present the control panel to him and unmask his lies. Yeah. Lies unmasked. Ooh. He lied, Gideon. The ceremony wasn't safe. The control panel's records showed that the Aether output values were in abnormally high ranges. Of course it was. Mother Miriam wanted the coronet as powerful as it could be. But I'm Gideon the Grand. With my talents, I had it under control. I made no errors. Of course. Of course. No, investigator. You know, like with the fake... Something else went wrong. I just don't know what. Gideon has amended his testimony. Let's examine the maintain control. Good, the statements from Gideon's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. Okay. 1. Specificity. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clearer set of events. 2. Physicality. Gideon's testimony now consistent with the records from the control panel, but it's not corroborated by the other person. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. What's more, the contradiction weakens the suspect's resolve. His Eye of Providence glows, which allows me to enter his sanctum, the digital representation of his mind. Oh, we can just straight up go into people's minds. I see. Looks like he has too much pride. He seems like it. You mean Riz? He was on fire. On you. Let's use his third eye to enter his sanctum and see what truly motivates this. Oh, we can just hop all in. Okay. We catch him in a lie and we just take a little... Evidence discovered, narcissist. No, you don't say. He's narcissist, really. I would have never guessed it. We only cracked the outer layer of sanctum this time. Yeah, I mean, that one was kind of obvious. I didn't need magical powers to discover he was a narcissist. So let's examine the psychological evidence that we found. Found in your sanctum craves attention and sincerely believes that he's the best cybernetician in the world. Okay, help me discern which statements to trust. Let's quickly examine each statement in his testimony again. Okay. X9. Some states are now supported by the suspect's psychology. Okay, so that tracks with kind of his psychology. I ordered Ruben to do stuff, and that tracks with being a narcissist. Next, I must find correlation between the suspect's behavior and existing daemons. Let's open the daemonology. Lucifer the Proud. Well, I mean, that tracks if that's him, if it's him. The Prince of Daemons and the eternal adversary of Ain Sof, manifests in the ambitions and strong will, promising them their heart's desire in exchange for their soul. Beelzebub the Gluttonous, simple-minded daemon that debilitates the host, turning them into feral beasts. The host is compelled to consume stranger and filthier things until nothing remains of their humanity. Well, it wasn't this one. Satanas the Vengeful, a furious daemon that stokes the simmering rage within the host, preys upon the fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters into their own hands. I don't think it was this one either. I think it was just straight up Lucifer. Lotan the Envious, playful but deceitful daemon who slowly drives the host mad with whispers of their own inadequacy. The host blames others for their ill fortune until the apparent injustice drives them to take what is rightfully theirs. I think if it's specifically Gideon, it's probably Lucifer, but we don't know everything. If the suspect is possessed, there should be a psychological evidence that has a clear correlation with the daemon. To obtain further psychological evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them to the suspect, and then take another look-see into their head. Sounds like the brother might have gotten the last one, yeah. But I think the game says it's only one of them is possessed, but it could have been very well both the brother as well as Gideon. Like, Gideon is right now being the most obvious, but I wouldn't surprise me if it was the brother either, because even if Gideon is not possessed, if he's like just straight up a narcissist and you have to work together with him and he's claiming all the fame, that would not be enjoyable. I can accuse the suspect. Okay. The accused suspect must establish the opportunity, means and motive to the crime. It was an accident. I'm faultless, exorcist, I swear it. You can try as many times as I wish, but there's only one true answer for each section. Let's start to establish the opportunity. Present a section of suspect testimony. Here, that would be the opportunity. Good, if it's a valid answer, the suspect will be forced to admit that they could have committed the murder at that time. Otherwise, the suspect will give a counter-argument as to why that is impossible. When could I possibly have harmed Mother Miriam? We're the last person to handle the coronet. If the coronet was damaged during the events of this morning, I need to present physical evidence. Well, I'm claiming you're removing the limiter. Suspect will accept my evidence if it's valid, and deny it if they can explain why I'm wrong. While you're adjusting the coronet, you remove the limiter. It's nonsense. Do you really think I would forget to replace the crown jewel of my masterpiece? Huh. It means you're claiming I killed her. So I need to establish the motive. There's psychological evidence from their sanctum. Okay. The motive was that you were a narcissist? If he's a culprit, then presented with the correct motive, the demon within him will compel him to speak the truth. Okay, so the demons are like totally telling people to do awful things, but if you're being good enough to detect them, they'll be like, fair game, Anya, you did well. Well, hello, I'm here. My little orange cat came to say hi. Oh, hey, little orange cat. Also, victim was possessed by corn. More blood for the blood god. If not, he will deny my claim. I'm glad that the demons decide to play like nice and be good, honorable opponents and tell me if I'm right. Ah, yes, you did great, detective. Here, this is my evil master plan. I love Mother Miriam. Why would I hurt her? You're a self-absorbed man. Everything you do feeds into your pride. To you, Mother Miriam was a mere prop for your masterpiece. You carelessly caused her death in pursuit of artistic glory. How dare you? I took the utmost care in everything I did for Mother Miriam. The coronet was designed to be worn by her. Without her, it will forever remain imperfect. I would never risk anything that could harm my work or Mother Miriam. The accusation was unsuccessful, which means I must investigate further. So, the opportunity I did do right, but like that seems to be glowing. But the motive wasn't, and the means also not. Cancels for now and leave the suspect. Okay. So corroboration. Specificity corroboration is not corroborated, but it does check, and both of them corroborate this. This is corroborated by Ruben. This isn't, so this might not have happened.
Then I rose up, opened my eyes, and approached the control panel. I was ready to begin.
Did you hear or notice anything at this time? The thing is, I thought I heard something behind me. I don't remember exactly, my mind was focusing on the ceremony. Interesting.
The aether output was dangerously high, but I had the chamber under control.
Truly. You've now admitted the ceremony was risky. It makes you so confident you maintained control. I'm a maestro, I remember every bit of my performance. Nothing that I did could have overcome the coordinate limiter. So he is claiming the coordinate limiter was there. Can I ask you, I want to ask you if Gideon did, or no, Ruben did try indeed to stop the ceremony. Sick reasoning, you got me there, fool. See you next case, good sport you are. Yeah. I vaguely recall him coming up to me. I didn't hear him, I was too busy performing the ceremony. So you... Like, yes, that might have happened. But, okay. Are the amplifying components and bits of the casing that survived the explosion? I want to ask about the remains. It's perfectly fitted to Master Miriam's brow. Even in peace you can see the sublime beauty of my artistry. This can't be all you found. Where's the limiter? Limiter was a safety device? Well, we found the limiter, but it was on your desk. Aether limiter was supposed to protect the coordinate from an oversurge. Crown jewel. I suppose it shattered. Well, no, it didn't. We found that. Found at your workstation. According to them, impossible, but the explosion, how can it be undamaged? He didn't say no control panel. No, he's claiming the limiter was there, but we found a limiter on his workstation. Like, which is suggesting that he removed it. But I'm thinking he's actually not the guilty one. I think it's his brother trying to frame him. Someone must have removed it from the coronet prior to the ceremony. All but ensuring the ceremony would end in a bloody mess. You didn't see no control button, did you? I mean, Ruben. If he did try to stop there, how did he know it's dangerous? Ruben said that he felt something was wrong. Like, he felt it, like something wasn't right. So... I don't know, maybe you can feel the aether in the air. And nothing to do with this. Why would I sabotage my own work? Why indeed? Yeah, as a narcissist, that wouldn't be... That does not track. He wouldn't sabotage his own work. Ruben claims he went back to his workstation. What does Gideon say? Let's switch to his testimony.
To prepare for the...
Gideon claims that Ruben opened the door to the consecration chamber. Let's go back to Ruben. Okay.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway. Since he was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Yeah. He says that he ordered you to open the thing. You did not return to your workstation after the discussion. Gideon ordered you to open the consecration chamber for Mother Miriam. Ordered me? That's not what he told you. Despite his delusions, Gideon is certainly not my master. I did open the chamber, it is true. I apologize for the omission. It's a regular part of a routine that slipped my mind earlier. That makes sense. Ruben has amended his testimony. Let's examine the open chamber. So the statement for Ruben's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. So corroboration, specificity, and physicality. 1. Corroboration. Gideon's testimony confirms that Ruben opened the door for Mother Miriam. 2. Specificity. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clearer set of events. And I can assume that any verified statement like this is true.
They decided to perform the ceremony anyway. I opened the consecration chamber, while Gideon brought the coronet. Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Okay. Pray he did that right. Okay. So you're saying that is true. What about this? He did not see exactly what he did. Interesting. But the door controls were opened twice. Can I ask about the blueprints? Exact specifications. Would have been safe to install. Oh yeah, we can jump into his head. Ruben is now sus. Paint him in red and make him vent. Vent your frustrations to me, buddy. I'm gonna just jump into your head real quick. The lever. Interesting. Found in Ruben's sanctum, faithful servant of Ain self, or so he thinks. He knows that the cybernetics are a critical part of the one truth. I'm honored to be of service. So that would be this one, Satana's the Vengeful. So they both do. But can I ask about the narcissism? He is a vapid idiot. He only cares about glory. Now his arrogance has gotten someone killed. Interesting, interesting. Contradicts. What about the limiter? Actually, the door controls. It was opened twice. It tests my patience, Ruben. Has your memory slipped once more? The door records show that the consecration chamber was opened twice today. You hear some spite from also good Ruben? Midas? Yeah. Given Gideon was praying during this time, only you could have opened the chamber. It's true that I opened the chamber again just before the ceremony started. Did you now? But I had my reasons. Something about the chamber seemed unseemly. Gideon, given what happened to Mon Miriam, I feel vindicated in my fears. Tell me what you did in the chamber.
So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order.
Interesting. So you felt something was off. And then you opened the chamber.
Everything seemed fine, so I returned to my desk again.
Then it activated and you felt something was wrong and you tried to stop it. Okay.
So I opened...
What were you checking? From the consecration ceremony safely, precision is critical. Want to make sure the coronet was placed correctly on Mother Miriam.
Everything seemed fine, so...
What were you working on? Was restoring a ceremonial spare for tonight's mass. We do have the spare blueprints. See? He's sus, told you. No suicide. That sentence. Close the case. You went from, oh, it's definitely suicide to, no, it was this guy. The magnificent relic. I think Abbot Gregory will be pleased with the results. Oh. There's a thingy. Envy. Oh, that's no good. Found in Ruber's sanctum. Why does Gideon get the credit for all of Ruben's hard work. If only Gideon could be exposed for being a fraud that he is. Uh-oh. Me? Envious of Gideon? Huh, unlikely. His artistry would be nothing without my designs. He doesn't know the first thing about how our implants actually work. All of his work is trite, superficial. Why anyone gives him attention is beyond me. And how about this spear that I was working on? Asked me to help restore this relic. I'm quite proud of my work on it. It should be ready for tonight's mass. Okay. Visiting scholar who studies demons and the Aether. I can ask about him. Father Augustine is a scholar of demons and etheric technologies. He made truly remarkable discoveries in his theoretical work. So, okay, hold up. What if the spear was possessed and Ruben working on it got him, like, infected? Interesting. Gone through the mental steps of investigating a murder. However, there is much I have yet to uncover about this incident. I should continue finding more information. Yeah. Won't tell me I'm ready to accuse. It's entirely up to my discretion. However, there's no consequences for a failed accusation. Each failure will help me bring closer to the truth of the incident. Well, I want to talk to you about him. My brother idolizes that man. I don't understand it. Theories and histories pointless. Oh. Really?
We began by...
He opened the chamber while I was praying? That seems paranoid, even for him.
Then I...
Did Ruben return to work? I have no idea, it's not important.
The Aether output was...
And then, coming up, didn't hear, too busy.
Meanwhile,
What exactly did you modify? Modify the amplifier with its maximum settings to do so. I had temporarily removed the emitter. I made sure to replace it before taking it to the chamber. Okay. I already asked about this, but... What are your thoughts about your brother? The other brother, he's practically my assistant. Oh, dang. No wonder your brother isn't very fond of you. What about Mother Miriam? It's my guiding light. I would have done anything for her. I would never harm her, I swear it. Interesting.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
You couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong. I think... When could I have done anything with this? I think you did it when you checked the chamber. You opened the chamber to check the materials. This was when you sabotaged the ceremony. Would it affect the chamber? How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? I think you did that with removing the coronet limiter. The garrison was flawless and it was Gideon's performance of the ceremony, but you removed the limiter from the coronet without Gideon's knowledge, which coupled with the coronet's high amplification caused an oversurge. Gideon's arrogance may have endangered Mother Miriam, but you ensured that she would die from it. Mother Miriam is our patron. Why would I want to harm her? Because you are envious. When Miriam's death was merely a means to an end. Humiliation of Gideon. You envy your brother's success. You want his same, his glory.
Ein Sof sees all, Ruben.
I think we got him.
You killed Mother Miriam to frame Gideon and take him down a peg. With Gideon gone, a daemon whispered that people would finally recognize you for your genius.
I am older than Gideon. My work is better than Gideon, and more important. But no one sees my work. No one understands my work.
Now, I understand that it's frustrating, but murder is not a solution.
Confess, Ruben. Tell us what the daemon made you do.
Oh. Damon's like, okay, you got me, bro. Here I am.
Demonic corruption runs deep within Reuben's soul, yet Reuben may still be saved.
Ooh, music. Okay.
I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out.
Hello, Umbra. Hello, Luna. I'm glad to finally catch a stream. I'm glad to have you here. How are you? I hope you're well.
Ain Soph, guide me. What daemon has possessed Reuben?
I think we know. Yeah, it was him.
Out, Satanas! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Doing good. How goes the night? It goes well. My voice is a little hoarse, but I hope it isn't too bad. I saved dude Cardinal Sinner, just burned his evil body, but holy... No, we're meant to cast the demon out and save him. Demons don't make people do stuff, God makes people do stuff. Demons just encourage people to do what they want to do. I don't know. I don't know how it works in this world. Invocation failed. Did I speak the wrong name? Oh, wait, hold up. It was the Envious.
Out, Lotan! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Hello! Ooh, I like the design. It's cool.
Magnificently done, Madam Exorcist.
Oh, the demons are like, hey, good job, Roth. you did well. It was a good game of chess. Let's play again sometime. No, you sound fine. I'm glad the night is going well. I'm glad I sound fine.
The power of Ain Soph compels you, Lotan. Leave this soul and return to the ether.
I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to take it serious. The power of Ain Soph compels you. The power of Ain Soph compels you.
Thousands of years, and you humans never change.
Mm-hmm. So many good prediction here. I got last one.
Never satisfied, always comparing, wanting more.
Yeah.
Someone else is always richer, prettier, wiser, better.
I mean, yeah. The insecurities are a thing, my man. No need to make people do horrible things because of it. Like, send them to a therapist or something.
Nothing can ever fill that void within you. Not even me.
Well, dang.
Silence, Lotan. Reuben may yet be redeemed.
Oh? Okay.
You are a scourge. Without your influence, a good woman would still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Leave humans be, Lotan. I banish you to the ether.
Bye-bye.
As you wish, but I'll return soon enough.
He's like, alright, you got me, you found me. Guess you won the hide and seek, but I'll see you again.
My prince and master Lucifer walks among you.
He does?
Lucifer will open the gates of hell, and at last, humanity will remember its full potential.
Look, Mr. Demon, you're not perfect yourself. You got called by us investigators. I don't think the demon is too broken up about being called. I think personal responsibility.
Until then, Madam Exorcist, adieu.
I do like the vibes of it being like sort of like a rivalry of sorts. Like, clearly for the demon it's just all good fun. He's like, ah, you got me. You did well this time. He isn't a sore loser. He's a good loser. I like that. Great voice. Yes, very. Bye bye.
Come forth, Reuben. What remains of you?
He's the worst of demons. He's French. Oh.
Thank.
Are you still there?
He's silent and still. Poor soul. Rest, Reuben. Heal, if you can.
He still needs punishment because he's more responsible. And I'm not sure if that's how it works in this world.
Sister Ada, you've returned. Was there a demon at work after all?
Yep.
I'm afraid so. The exorcism was a success. Reuben's soul has been purged. Unfortunately, the daemon was difficult to cleanse. Reuben is returned to pure innocence.
So, is he a vegetable or is he a child? Burn him, just to be sure. Why? We're trying to save the guy. Y'all need to chill.
What? The exorcism shattered his mind? Can you bring him back?
Wait, you actually care for your brother? You're actually worried? Oh.
It's out of my hands. If Ain Suf wills it, maybe Reuben will heal.
Wait, hold up. You're telling me, like, he's gone now? I don't think you know how religion fanatics work, Luna. Well, I guess not.
Guards, please escort this shell to the cryostasis cellar.
Are you just gonna store him somewhere like a literal vegetable? People can blame demons for stuff and then people can do anything they want without consequences. We're just talking about in the game. We're not... Guys, we're not gonna apply game logic to real life, okay? This is fantasy. We're working with the confines of this fantasy where you can literally just hop into someone's mind and say, "Hi, demon, I'd like you to leave." And the demon goes, "Adieu, good job, I'll see you next time." It's a fun little game of chess we had there.
I pray for his swift recovery. Abbot Gregory!
Praise be to Ein Sof, Sister Ada. You have saved us all.
Have I? I mean, in this place, demon literally takes our mind and you kick him out, become lobotomized. Well, that's not what they're saying.
On behalf of everyone at St. Walpurgis, I express our utmost gratitude.
I think he paid his government. Yeah. I mean, what was happening is that he was unhappy and he was suffering, but instead of getting help, basically he just got used by a demon. Then pushed to something he wouldn't usually do. And that's not how the real world works, because you're still responsible for your actions, but in this world it seems that they do actually take over you. You did get help, just the wrong one.
We are not yet safe. We must act quickly until we locate the source of the demonic influence.
And what's to spare?
We don't understand yet why demons would act after 100 years.
Oh no, it's just general stuff. I see. It's not like you touched a bad possessed thing and you're now infected with bad juju. It's like, I still really like the background, by the way. Like, I love the textures that they used to like break up the spaces, but it feels like nice and dimensional and colorful. Like, whoever was the background artist, you did a great job. Also the character artist, but like, it's a good background.
Holy Father, we must quarantine the abbey and the surrounding town immediately.
Oh?
Detain and interrogate anyone who seems suspicious.
Oh, we're going full in, okay.
We can try, Sister Ada, but it will be difficult, as we have visitors arriving hourly.
Yeah, and they might arrive and leave with a demon possession. Considering they apparently can take over people and tell them to kill, that seems pretty serious. Also, I really like this line of light. Like, here the light is all like sort of not fully blurred, but it's like a more like gradual change. But here, because it's like, well, for granted, it's like a real just sharp edge, but it's not too much. I really like this part. It's
Much like yourself, pilgrims from afar are here to celebrate Walpurgisnacht.
Oh, we're going German. Okay. Walpurgisnacht.
It's such a shame Mother Miriam couldn't bear witness to it.
The textures and the lighting too. Yeah, I really like the textures on the wall. The blood splatter texture is also good, and I like there's this light source and there's this light source, and then this is cast in shadow, which makes sense. But then there's like light also from this side, and that's because there's also clearly a light above here illuminating this. It's a really good light interplay. I love the color. Like here, this blue, and here the warm orange. It's just, gosh, I love this background. I want to do backgrounds like that. It's so good.
Ah, yes. The priestess. We must destroy her body immediately.
Hydration check. And oh, I guess you guys were right. She went like, okay, let's burn it. Burn it all, cleanse the area.
Traces of demonic influence may remain from her contact with Reuben.
No.
No, Sister Ada, thank you for your concern, but we absolutely cannot.
It was me like, no, we are not gonna burn the body.
Mother Miriam was a prominent figure and well loved, with decades of service.
And then wouldn't she want to have her body burned to prevent someone else from being infected?
We must treat her body with dignity and give her a proper burial.
My guy, her head was exploded. I mean, I guess you can still give the rest of the body some dignity, but that wasn't exactly the greatest way of going out.
Send Mother Miriam's body to the mortuary for embalming.
That seems like a bad idea.
Your Excellency, we really ought to take the advice of the exorcist.
Yeah, Virgil was with me, and with Gregory. I understand she was a prominent figure, but also, it's risky business. See, I've seen enough of Wargaming before the gate to know how zealous religion people work. Zombo time. Nah, I don't think she's gonna go Zombo time. It's just like, I think Gregory might also, I think it's the ancient spear that might have started this. I think if it's like contamination, like it needs to have a host that it can infect, so someone who's already dealing with negative stuff, but the host needs to go into contact with something, and I think it was the spear. And I think, no, it wasn't Gregory who was brought it in, but...
Mother Miriam's body has been desecrated enough, Virgil. Send her to the mortuary, now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the whole head explodey thing.
As you command, Your Excellency.
Oh, we're not gonna listen to the exorcist, alright.
Holy Father, you are making a grave mistake.
I'm warning you.
Sister Ada, don't worry yourself. All will be well.
I'm telling you right now, that pride is gonna be your fall.
Saint Walpurga's triumph over Lucifer has brought us a century of peace and bliss.
So it acts like a virus, yeah. Almost like a computer virus. Any computer coming into contact with it will be infected. In this case, it's never enough like, yeah, so... Yeah, we've had a century of peace and bliss, and then a demon showed up, so it's no longer the peace and bliss century, my guy.
It's horrifying that a demon was exorcised from our abbey, but surely it was the final remnant.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. Seems a little bit like demons speak to me. Oh, because everyone has a chip to see into their soul, yeah.
The daemon within Reuben spoke of Lucifer's return.
Now you have to work like a real inquisitor. Call him Heaton and burn him with...
Lucifer's ways are insidious. Even the most devout among us have temptations.
I'm warning you.
It's a shame Brother Reuben fell to the demon.
You totally think you're above it, don't you? You think like it will never happen to me. I'm too good to be infected by a demon, and that is exactly why you'll probably fall to it.
But the rest of my flock is stronger. Faith shall be their shield.
Yeah, you're connecting your pride to how good your flock is doing, and you will not accept the fact that one of them fell to temptations, because the fact that he was falling to it is kind of a failing of the group for not looking out for him. He wouldn't have been this frustrated if someone would have just talked to him. Yeah, I'm curious what he looks like too.
Now, please excuse me. This evening's mass requires my attention.
I think the demons will all have like kind of cool sort of cybernetic designs.
We are honored by your presence, Sister Ada. Praise be to Ein Sof.
Yeah, praise be to Ein Sof, but I don't think you're I think you're taking unnecessary risk. And I think that makes you quite vulnerable.
Even the Holy Father can be foolish then.
And they sure can be, Ada.
Ein Sof. Let it not be true that Lucifer walks. But if it is...
Well, you're gonna get a lot more work. Guess what Ein means? I don't know. One? Or, Ein? Like, D? Or... Nah.
Ein Sof, guide me, that I may unmask all lies, no matter how painful.
Wait, in Arabic it means I... Oh! Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I was thinking like, does it mean something in German? But of course you would know about, you would be speaking about Arabic. Because it seems that this game's like, has slightly like German word influence for the holy stuff. that I might mask all lies no matter how painful. Let's go super paranoid and start burning everyone that rubs us the wrong way. And I think we need a detective. The daemon's final words haunted me. Lucifer was already among us. Among us? He's sus. He vented. I want to destroy Mother Miriam's body to purge any traces of any demonic influence. Abbot Gregory did not heed my words. Mother Miriam was to be given a proper burial. That afternoon, Inquisitor Virgil sent for me, asking urgently to meet him at the graveyard. Something happened. Among us.
Praise Ein Sof. Thank you for coming to our aid so quickly, Sister Ada.
Oh, background art. Again. Perfect. On point.
You said it was urgent. Has something happened to Mother Miriam's body?
Are we having a zombie situation?
No, in some ways. That would have been easier. There is now a second untimely death.
Oh dear.
Another murder. On the very same day. This can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, especially if murders weren't a thing before. Like, and then demons say, yeah, we're back, and then murders happen, and I mean, I don't think it would be excessive to combine. Also, glorious background art, like the way they stylized the rain, and the way they changed the lights, like you have that glow around it because it's rainy. Another suicide, people are not feeling good here, and it's like, yeah, they're really not looking after their people.
That isn't for me to say, but this time, the victim is a younger acolyte named Isaac.
Oh no. Arne's like, gosh dang, yeah.
His remains were found in the grave that was dug for Mother Miriam.
Oh, that's morbid.
Poor kid's throat was slit.
Ooh. Oh no. Poor kiddo.
Gruesome. Who was at the graveyard when the body was found?
Only 3 people were present this afternoon. A scholar, an embalmer, and a grave tender.
So we're looking for binding of Isaac? Now we're looking for the murder of Isaac. Murderer.
Father Augustine is a scholar, visiting for Mother Miriam's funeral. The victim was his apprentice.
Oh, we heard about Father Augustine before.
Sister Nerissa, an embalmer with a sterling reputation, preparing Mother Miriam's body for burial.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Abraham, the grave tender, a layman who has kept the grounds of the abbey for many years.
A layman. That's not very nice. Murder is his binding to this world. He can't go to heaven. See what I did? Oh, that's clever.
None of them say they were near the grave until after the body was discovered.
Of course none of them would say that.
Which means someone is lying.
Or several people are lying. You don't know.
No matter. Ein Sof sees all.
Ein Sof sees all.
We will unmask their lies and bring the truth forward. I swear it.
Let's play another game of chess with some demons. Or one demon. Alright. Well. Hello?
You must be Father Augustine. The victim was your apprentice, correct?
Correct. And you are Sister Ada, the exorcist. It is a unique pleasure.
His garments are a little more modern looking. And would you really call it a pleasure under these circumstances, good sir? Thank you, but I only serve Ein Sof according to my calling. Why are you here, Father? I'm visiting in preparation for Mother Miriam's sudden funeral. It's a true blessing to witness your holy work, Sister Ada. I pray Isaac can rest in peace. How long did Isaac study under you? Did you know him well? He was a fine apprentice, and ready mind and willing soul. I will mourn him in my own way. But I must admit, the prospect of witnessing an exorcism is an unexpected silver lining. My guy, that is a little weird of you to say, not gonna lie. If I find you guilty, Father Augustine, you'll find the experience to be unpleasant. Tell me now, what happened this afternoon? Leave nothing out. I began by taking an afternoon stroll.
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to the mortuary on a minor errand.
Okay.
Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship, and so well maintained.
I mean, it did look pretty in the rendering.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
Okay.
At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside. I was horrified to discover that it was Isaac's dead body. That's when I called for help.
That's a very shallow grave. The graves are usually much deeper than that. But that might also just be game stuff. Okay. Let's examine all the glowy things. Noble's grave. The immaculately maintained grave shows the genealogy of an illustrious family. There isn't a blade of grass out of place around the stone. And there's a sickle. Oh no, did we find a murder weapon? Its lightweight blade slices through the air to trim grass and chop weeds. Its sharp edge could easily injure someone. Potential murder weapon, although it isn't bloody. An Aether scanner. That'd be here. Aether powered device for recording images and text. Interesting. The statue of Saint Walpurga, the founder of the abbey and the patron saint of exorcists. Hello, ma'am.
Release me! I had nothing to do with that boy.
Chill out, my guy. You're an important witness. Avoid any hammers, Luna, like a fire. I'll avoid the hammers. If you take into consideration that we're not a single one for 100 years, he's happy to see the real thing for study reasons. Yeah, true.
You must be Abraham, the grave tender.
Abraham and child dead. I see what they did there. Oh no. Oh no. I worked here for 30 years, worked hard, without complaint. Look around you. Every bush trimmed, every headstone polished because of me. I've done all that is asked of me and more. Yet, the moment something goes wrong, I'm the one blamed? It's not personal. Even the most steadfast amongst us may fall prey to Lucifer's whispers, Abraham. You dug the grave in which the victim was found, didn't you? Actually, I didn't dig anything today. Then, who did? How would I know? I've been busy working, as always.
As the grave tender, any crimes that took place here are your responsibility.
That seems a little unfair and excessive. Wouldn't it be the responsibility of other people? He's the grave tender, not the guard.
If you are truly innocent, hide nothing and tell me what happened. We'll find the truth together.
As a Polish person, I'm not happy you made all the stones look like us. Not cool, mind you. It's polished. Not Polish.
I spent the early afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
Okay.
When I headed back to the mortuary, Narissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day. I walked through the mortuary and I headed back to the mortuary. Narissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day. So I walked through the mortuary, then
so you left there to do her work.
I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Okay, and you had your sickle with you. Okay.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench.
An entire afternoon?
Suddenly, I heard someone call for help from the back field. I ran over, surprised to see a dead body in the grave.
Interesting that the sidelines actually matter. Then Father Augustine was the one that called for help. Yeah, he was standing on the grave when I arrived. Narissa arrived around the same time too. So that is specific and corroborated. So that end part is true.
I spent the early afternoon.
I didn't see him. Maybe I was elsewhere.
When I headed back to the mortuary, Narissa told me there was no...
It was...
I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Did you see him here? Didn't run into anyone. No one passed by me. Okay, so he's not corroborating that.
I spent the remainder of the...
See anyone? You were there until someone called for help. That's right. He was doing. Okay. Poor kid. Brent's youthful face is serene above his cleanly slit throat, with no bruising, however. An angry scar runs across his stomach. No bruising, however, an angry scar runs across his stomach. So he got hurt when he was young. Upkeep in the cemetery grounds and preparing graves for burials. The heavily calloused hand size reveals his arduous job. Victim is teenage youth aspiring to be a scholar. Raised in the church, he joined Augustine as his apprentice 8 months ago. Oh, poor kiddo. Oh, hold up. What's that? The devil's herb. I knew something nefarious afoot. The abbey must be purified of its scent. I should dispose of any that I find. Oh? So I need... Oh, I hope I didn't miss anything important in the last one. If I meant to find, like, herbs. Surgical multi-tool. Found in the staircase between the mortuary and the grave. An 8-hour power tool for making incisions, applying preservatives and closing wounds. Hold up, closing wounds. Oh no. Miskilled the kid. Call this shoot right now. We instinctively will think that it was one of the dudes who are programmed like that by nature. They look at this as asset in the game and preserve it. Also, naming is not random. I'm surprised if they took other way around. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that it would be the gravekeeper, but we don't know enough yet. Found on the floors of the mortuary, still wet, leads from the back exit of the mortuary to the embalming table. Money footprint. Interesting. Somehow someone got money feet. And then back inside. Interesting. Shovel. Heavy bulking caked with dirt, so that one was probably used. Workstation. We show notable entries for today, both explicitly authorized by Abbot Gregory. Funeral for Mother Miriam at sundown, visited by Father Augustine, unrestricted access granted. Bloody liver. Oh dear. Found on table with other entrails, still partially warm and moist. It appears to be mangled in some way, perhaps smashed. Someone got their liver removed, and I think that someone is currently in a grave. I don't think it was this someone, unless it was this someone. Large incision down her stomach, judging from the uneven coloring and chemical scent, she appears partially embalmed. Okay, so they were trying to remove the organs for embalming. Never mind. Then it could be hers. Oh, I need to check that.
Praise Ainsoph. You must be the famed exorcist. It is an honor, sister.
But it's warm though. Yeah, that is why I'm like, that was of a living body, but stuff cools down very quick. Like, unless we were here right after the murder happened. Like, also, we touched that to know it was warm. And there would be no LGBT people here, so it's a super religious game. Like, you mean in chat or like in the game? Because a game is just fiction. Like, it's not actual religion. I'm... She's too positive aggressive in the game? What?
I'm Nerissa, and I serve Ainsoph by preparing the dead for burial.
Okay.
I take pleasure in providing cleanliness and comfort for bodies after their souls have departed.
It's a bit of a bloody mess for the cleanliness part, but I guess that's what happens when you cut open a body.
I see. Nerissa, how did you know the victim?
Not at all. The first time I saw him, he was curled in that grave, dirty and bloody.
Yeah, it's a fictional game with fictional religion. It's not real. Like, let's make this really clear. We're working with game logic, and I'll like speak about it in game logic for funsies, but that doesn't mean I hold the game logic as my actual beliefs.
The whole afternoon, I prepared Mother Miriam's body for burial. There isn't much else to tell.
Okay. So...
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. Once Abraham left, I started preparing the body for burial. I was alone the entire time. No one came by.
Interesting.
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. Once Abraham left, I started preparing the body for burial.
They said something, but I couldn't really hear it.
No one came. Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. After Abraham's disturbance, mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him away to focus.
So he said he didn't dig it, but she says she did, though nothing else special to do, but he said he didn't dig it, so it is corroborated that they talked now, but she is contradicting.
After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Okay.
Just after dark, I heard a scream from the back field. A dead body was found.
Interesting. Okay.
Once Abraham left, I started preparing the body for burial. I was...
Okay. I don't think he had the time to tend bushes today at all. I asked him to dig the grave for the funeral, so she is saying he did not do that. And then he said he was dismissed.
Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now...
That's when I sent him away. Okay.
After Abraham's...
I can see myself, but what he says makes sense. Okay. I want to know, what is your thoughts on Abraham? Groundkeeper at St. Walpurgis for years. He's himself just as well. I prefer not to be interrupted in my work. Okay. There's a bouquet. Those fresh blossoms like that found on the grave. Why were they on the floor? That is interesting. Can I go out this way? No, that's locked. Makes sense. Neither I'm an idiot, but yeah, like this game, like games with fake religion can be like still inclusive or can be made by people from the LGBT like it's not, because it's a fake religion, it's not real. I prepared these for visitors to the cemetery. You will be surprised how often people forget to bring anything to honor their loved ones. Oh. What about the body? Mother Miriam, this was the body I was preparing for the funeral. Horrible way to die, at least their inner organs were intact. This suggests that they weren't, because they appear to be mangled. Mother Miriam's embalmed liver, you say. Things already deformed, what happened? My apologies, Sister Ada, I must have mishandled it. Organs are very delicate, you know. Due to the disturbance today, I haven't been able to focus properly. So you're claiming that even though you're really good, I mean, it's not impossible. I found the thing on the staircase. At your multi-tool, I'm truly grateful. Where did you find it? Lying in the grass near the rear staircase. Impossible unless someone else had stolen it. Surely Abram couldn't do such a thing. Aha, you're claiming it was him. Why was there an ADR scanner? Any clue? I don't use anything like that for my work. And it takes extra care in maintaining that grave. I often spot him standing over it. Was he maybe related to those people, perchance, somehow? Also, his Warhammer, guess what? You play Warhammer? I don't know what to guess about it. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Have I found all the things yet? I'm not seeing any more glowies. But I don't think I found all the things. Did I? Did I miss something? Because I got an achievement the last time I found all the things in the case. Which suggests that I haven't found them all yet. Or maybe it was just for the first case. But, you said
I spent when I had
send me away. She does that. She wants to focus on her work.
I spent the earth.
Don't remember this at all. Nothing else. Okay, ask about the sickle. Nathan Tydale, where a graveyard should be. My shovel spilled the last good workmanship. Leave it. What about the Aether scan? What would someone put that on a grave? It can't be my footprints. Trio went to the mortar after work and that was before the rain. You see the tool. Definitely recess, but you're seeing the table. It injects and repairs. I never used one myself. Yeah, I'm gonna contradict. Okay, no. This one? You might trim the hedges most days, but you didn't today, did you? Instead, Narissa asked you to dig a grave for the funeral. That is true, it's a normal part of my job. I shouldn't have lied about it, I know. I worried that if I told the truth, I thought that you'd think I killed the boy, but I didn't. And when you lied to me, you veiled the truth from the eye of Ein Sof. Speak the truth now, there's no room for error in this investigation. Fine, I dug the grave for the funeral just by doing my job. It was just doing my job, but it was empty when I left it. Okay, let's listen to what he says first and then we'll take a little peek.
Told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening. I'm not usually told who it's for. So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot to dig a new grave.
Okay.
The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole.
Interesting.
I took a long break while digging. It's within my rights. There wasn't anyone else around, so it was nice and peaceful. Then I got back to it and finished digging the grave.
Okay. Took a little break, which if it was hard work, that's fine, as long as you got it done in time.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Narissa know. When I headed back to the mortuary, Narissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day. So I left her to her work. I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
I see, so you walked through here. And you're still saying you didn't see anyone. Interesting. Well, let's check his thingy. What are you scared of, my guy? What's wrong? Integrity. Interesting. Found in the Emperor's sanctum, he values honesty and sincerity. He genuinely loathed lying to try and escape accusation. I regret lying. I'm an honest person, but I felt like I had to defend myself somehow from being accused. That's fair. I don't think that is necessarily a bad indication. I think he just expecting himself to be the scapegoat. Elsewhere. Where are you, though? You would have seen him.
The afternoon resting on a bench.
Right. But then... Okay. I guess even though they should have walked past each other, that's not really contradicting. But he would have seen him, but apparently he's saying not, or maybe it's not that specific. Why was your sickle there? Yeah, okay, it grows like, but why was it there? Again, I can't really. Not yet. Let's talk to him again. I kinda suspect Narissa, but motive is missing. Yes, I do suspect her too because of that scar incision on his stomach. I think it was his liver, and I think she healed it quick. It's a nasty scar that he didn't have before, but I'm not sure. And it was also a very clean slice on the neck. I don't, even though the sickle is there, I don't think it was done with it. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it was Augustine. He's behaving weird, but I don't see any reason for him to do so, except, oh, I wanna experience what it is to be exercised, but I kind of doubt that. Hey Vizzy, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. How are you? Like, Augustine is weird, but I don't think he's that weird. So, did you...
For most of the afternoon...
Fascinating. Okay, that's just your general thing. So you didn't... Observing and admiring. So you're not saying you didn't see anyone.
Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship! And so I arrived at the graveyard with...
Yeah. No, but I was too busy for the first task. Okay. So you said that Isaac had it to do things. He headed to the mortuary for minor errands, but she said she never met him. Do you know about this? It's my image and apartment glyphs. Okay. That's yours. I know nothing about. Perhaps they're Isaac's. Marvelous craftsmanship. Shame the family became disgraced. Oh, interesting. I think it might still be Abraham's. Like, and that's why he take care of it. It was his family name, and he's taking extra special care of it because it is his family. Did you see the sickle? Holding it at one point. Did you like my Nutella meme on this? It is a good meme, but also I'm concerned. I don't want salmonella spread. Own patron saint. I'm asking what it means to you. Very well. It honors her final victory against Lucifer in the Abbey's chapel, a true holy site. For 111 years, no demon has been sighted in our world until today. His face. It sounds he just fell asleep. But how could this be? He had no enemies. Is it possible I was the intended target? Horrifying to consider. Interesting. What's your thoughts on Nerissa? I've seen her before, but just mortal and called for help. She's reputedly quite perceptive and reliable. She probably has more insight to help you than I. Thoughts on Abraham. Keeps the grounds. He was an apprentice. No, will never be reached. Miriam. No bright reputation. Very high. Okay. It's alone for the entire time. No one came by. Okay.
Then I passed through the graveyard, and for most of the afternoon I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
Okay. I guess there's nothing to contradict here. Except... that one. Did you drop this by any chance? I found it placed in front of a gravestone. What were you doing with it? It has nothing to do with Isaac's death. I shall be the judge of that. Tell me what you were doing. I was using the scanner to recover a lost hymn for Abbot Gregory to use in tonight's mass. The last record of it is etched upon one of these gravestones. Interesting. So why were you not saying that you did that? Discover disappointment. Oh, interesting, interesting. Found in Augustine's sanctum, Augustine is unimpressed by his apprentice Isaac's recent research, a mediocre effort for someone with such potential. He could have been an eminent scholar if he only was more disciplined and rigorous in his thinking. I admit I sometimes felt I was wasting his gifts, as that is even more of a waste. Course. Interesting.
At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside.
Anyone? No, I was the only one near the grave. So...
It took me a little while, but I found it. The grave of Sergius.
Did you find the grave? Are you certain it's the heretic's resting place? I'm certain it's identified by a unique set of etchings on the gravestone. It takes a scholar's eye to discern its difference from other gravestones. So...
Then I passed through the graveyard. It took me a little while, but I found it. I placed my scanner in front of the gravestone. It would take some time to decode the etchings.
Okay.
Then I saw a stranger pass by. He was tall, barrel-chested. I think he was the groundskeeper.
Okay, so you saw him.
Afterwards, I waited by the grave for my scanner to complete its task. It was taking longer than I expected, so I had to leave it.
So, this is the moment it started raining, supposedly.
When the sun was setting, I wandered to the back area
According
to
to
meet with
him,
Isaac and begin the funeral.
You saw him tending to that grave instead of resting.
At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac.
Interesting.
I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench.
According to him, you didn't do that. How did you like my... Oh, I already read that. You didn't walk through the mortuary after speaking with Nerissa. You passed by the grave. Augustine saw you coming from the back field. So you didn't go that way, you go the other way. Fine, I did walk through the back field past the grave I dug. People have always blamed me for things I didn't do, so I didn't think you'd believe me. I'm sorry. I haven't said I believe you yet, but we'll see. What's the grave? What was in the grave when you passed by it? Nothing. There was no body, no blood, nothing. Last Scion. Found in Abraham's sanctum, at the last descendant of this disgraced noble lineage, Abraham feels owed his family's legacy. That's lovely. But 100 years ago, the church decided Sergius, my great uncle, was a heretic, which I suppose he was. But ever since, they've persecuted my family, confiscated everything we owned, nobles to laborers overnight. I'm all that's left of the Sergius line. I took this job to somehow keep working on my ancestral lands one way or another. I was bitter when I started out, but I've discovered the work suits me. Maybe it was all Ainsolf's plan after all.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know.
He left the way in. Doing. No, of course not. I can't see through walls.
When I passed by the grave, it was still empty, ready for the funeral.
So supposedly this is corroborated and specific.
I walked through the walls to reach the front field. I suppose that's when the scholar saw me.
Okay, so was nothing. Picking alive or dead in the rear field by the time by the grave you dug. Nope, didn't see anybody at all or anything suspicious either.
I walked through the walls to reach the...
You didn't encounter the victim in the front field either. No, I told you. I've never seen the boy before but found his body in the grave.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench.
Yeah, and... Yeah, we also know you didn't rest on the bench because he saw something else. Father Justine claims he saw you kneeling by the headstone. So he didn't directly say that, explaining, but we saw that in his vision. So that's why I was like, but we know you did not do that. Admitted Abram, you weren't resting at all. Fine, I had to tend the grass around the graves. I didn't mention it because I thought it made me look suspicious. Now you've made yourself even more suspicious. He seems to have a tendency of lying about things that he thinks might get him in trouble, but then saying he didn't want to. Amend your testimony.
I had a sickle with me because I wanted to trim the grass around a grave in the front field.
Sickle since you left the mortuary. Yes, I did, and I used it to trim the grass. That's what it's for. Grief. Found Abram's sanctum, though it was over 100 years ago. Abrams mourns his family's fortunes, so quickly reducing their status. I never forget that night. Someone torched our home, trying to burn us alive. Of course, the guards never called the arsonist. How could they, when it almost certainly was one of their own? See a body in the grave. The one that called for help. Yeah, standing on the grave and drive. Okay. So these are probably, like, correct, because it is corroborated by the scholar, it is specific, it matches his psychology, and it matches the physical evidence. I don't think it matches any daemon. Like, his psychology. Though there's integrity, the fact that he's the last one, and grief, there isn't vengeance. Maybe little, but it isn't very in the forefront, which I think we would see. So, just this isn't corroborated. Maybe in Sonic Guard, vengeance might have been played, but I don't think he would have known that. I don't think he would have known that. What are your thoughts on him? Can speak badly of others behind their backs, but honestly, he gives me the creeps. Fair? What about him? Warrior boy in the grave, such a shame. I hadn't seen him alive. He's claiming he never saw him alive. Things need doing. Both take pride in their work and they don't bother each other. Suits me just fine. So they're both like doing their own thing, and they seem to be fine with that. I have a lot of questions from Nerissa now.
Just after dark, I heard a scream from the back field. A dead body was found.
So you would have seen him, because Augustine is saying that the kid, like, that lies, Nerissa. Father Augustine saw you speak to Isaac by the entrance of the mortuary. Isaac entered the mortuary, admitted. Very well, there's no use hiding it. Please know that nothing untoward happened. The victim only stopped by for a moment. And why didn't you say that?
The truth is that the apprentice did come by. He asked for a bouquet for the funeral later that day.
Interesting.
When I showed him the bouquet, he held it for a moment and then threw it on the floor. I suppose it wasn't to his master's tastes. I forgot to pick it back up.
That is interesting.
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear field before the funeral, so I led him out the back exit.
According to her, yeah, okay, it makes sense. He was still digging, so the shovel wouldn't be there. And what is your psychology? Famine survivor. Interesting. Memory found in Nurse's sanctum. She grew up during the Great Famine, feeding on anything she could find. She eventually found sustenance, but it was... Oh... Is she a cannibal? Without fate, I could have never persevered through those days. I'm ever grateful to Ein Sof, that the kind souls of our church. Interesting. The cost of surviving the famine might have been eating other people. And though I don't think that is necessary, I mean, if they were already dead, then I don't see the issue as much. It might not be great for a mortician to be like, yeah, I kind of desecrated bodies, but also, if they're dead, they're dead. The problem is if they're not dead and you want to eat them. Liver. Yeah, exactly. Did you take a little bite? So young. I've never seen... Okay, so we know that that was false. I mean, look, just think about eating parts of someone's body can gain youth or their perks. I mean, if she did it to survive and then she just got a taste for it. Or she felt nostalgic. Magic Burp. Yeah, Magic Burp. Hello, Soviet. How are you? I hope you're well. Hold up, though. He would have seen the boy, wouldn't it? So that is contradictory. He was saying nobody was there. But you say you weren't. I don't know why Abram would lie, but the victim left through that door. I swear I saw it myself. But the following is true. So you're saying you weren't lying. You're saying that Abraham was lying. Now let's...
Then I got back to it and finished digging the grave.
Conflict revealed. What are your thoughts? My family's honor, I swear that I saw no one while digging the grave. I certainly did not see Nerissa or the boy come through. Interesting. My visitors use them as offerings at the graves. Okay, so you're saying that that's true. Can't be yours. It's true, I went inside the mortuary after working outside, but there was before the rain. I don't think Abraham has problems in that place. No issue with his innocence there, right? But did the bird become a wizard? The bird became a witch for Halloween. And yeah, I don't think it is Abraham, but we do need to get the thing.
Then I got back to it and finished digging the grave. When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know.
Wouldn't that contradict? Okay, no, so you're saying that it weren't your footprints. It's a conflict.
When I passed...
Can't be certain. Nothing... It's really specified in the entry, but it's nothing but trouble. Look in Sergio's grave. What does he want with it?
I had a sickle with me because I wanted...
Basically with the headstone. Makes sense, doesn't it? Antiamo could have headed towards the grave. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Back to Nerissa.
After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
What about the footprints? Which jewel? Did we finish the embalming without it? Yeah, you didn't finish it. Remains unsealed. How could you possibly claim it was ready for burial? And I truly tried my best, but I could not finish the preparation in time. For you see, I misplaced my surgical tool. All of the mortuary, but could not find it. Okay, we did that in the wrong order. Good looking with nice straws. Thank you. Carnivore. Ooh, I think I'm onto something with my cannibalism. Found under the sanctum, enjoys exotic cuts of meat, especially fresh entrails and organs. Perhaps I enjoy meat too much, but everyone has a soft spot for something, don't they? I think it's not...
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing.
It seems improbable, not the same. Search everywhere inside, just not... It's just not here somehow.
I I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
So that's why it looks kind of mangled. How did you hope to finish the embalming without your tool? I start pulling the organs out with my hands and sealing the incisions with bandages. Seemed better than sitting on my hands. I have a reputation to protect. Yeah, but wouldn't that just leave the body more mangled? Seems kind of bad.
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket.
Okay.
I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing.
Yeah, okay. If it doesn't say anything else. Don't think that's actually a contradiction. Yeah, no, it doesn't contradict what you said.
After I did.
Okay. Someone must have left the blood, the muddy footprints. So.
After Abraham left, I noticed that I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results. After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing. I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slow.
What about the footprints? You went outside. I'm not completely random. I do things always boil down to cannibalism. Yeah, I don't know. Then the muddy footprints indicate someone left and then returned to the mortuary during the rain. Given that Father Augustine remained outside and that Abraham left before the rain, these must be your footprints. I'm sorry, Sister Ada, for the lies and for the filth. I can't wait to clean it up. I admit that I did step outside briefly to search for the multi-tool, but since it was raining I couldn't find anything, so the embalming remained sadly unfinished. Take another peek. Other thing. Cannibal! I got it! Told you so. Interesting. Found in Nerissa's sanctum, a deep temptation to devour human flesh. How long has she felt this hunger? It's a terrible tendency of mine, but it's harmless. You're telling... Love, you're telling me it's harmless. That you, as a mortician, have cannibalistic tendencies. Whilst you're working with dead bodies. You know you're not meant to eat them, right? I only nibble at the entrails that no one would want. I only nibble on the small bit. Really?
I was desperate to find the tool to finish my work. I tried searching outside, but I couldn't find anything in the rain.
Okay.
I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
I see. So you searched outside, supposedly.
After Abraham left,
so you say that you went outside.
I was desperate to find the tool to finish my work.
Right
I tried
after he
searching
left.
outside, but I couldn't find anything in the rain.
Interesting. I think if she's the one, it would have been Beelzebub the Gluttonous. Turned into a feral beast, I was compelled to consume stranger and filth your things until nothing remains. So I think it would have been this one, if it is her. And it seems to be starting to be her, although we haven't found much for Augustine yet. It's just like the blood out of my blade. I commit criminal. Poor thing though. You can interdict her looking for tools at the tool finding location. I've already tried that. I could try again now I know more, because I can't specifically contradict, like, moments. I can just, like, I can't say this and then the other thing. Yeah, no. But I can make an accusation. I could have done such a thing. Well... Then... I admit he came by, but he left shortly afterwards. I died in mortal while his body found in the grave. It's moved. That's when it happens. It was moved, this is when it happens. When you... supposedly went to search outside. You're in search of a multiple, you dragged the victim body, tried to bury it before anyone arrived. I kill him. What would I gain? You wanted a nom. Your austere childhood has left you to develop a deep craving for exotic meats. Especially certain rare flesh that has sustained you in time of need. Working as an embalmer must have tempted you day in and day out. You were so virtuous for so long. You would handle the organs as part of preparing the bodies. You could easily imagine the taste, the texture, yet you resisted. When Isaac arrived and the daemon spoke, you could no longer ignore your hunger. The fresh, juicy liver at your fingertips. It would be so much tastier than the cold entrails you handled from corpses. All you had to do is slit open his stomach like you've done hundreds of times before. You didn't tell me. How could I have done it? Do you see a weapon anywhere? Yes, I do. It would be the surgical multi-tool. It's designed for precise incisions into hardened tissue, and would slice through a living body with ease. Besides, nothing else could have allowed the killer to seal the wound on the victim's stomach. Such a weird thing, the cannibals crave human flesh badly. It's a certain neuron in the brain, I guess. Well, that's just how we kind of like... like, how it's portrayed in the media. I highly doubt it's actually craving like that. Well, I mean, for some it might. But then it's more an extension of just doing things that are bad rather than... I don't know, it is made bigger than it probably is. It's just how stories end up. People probably taste awful. Supposedly, like, from the accounts we know, it has been described as both pork, lamb, and chicken, so... Probably also just depends on what the...
sees all, Nerissa.
Hold up, I say... Now she has blood around her mouth? Did I just ignore that the whole time? Or did she take a quick bite when she realized... Oh, I've been discovered, let me just... Nom. I mean, eating humans in danger threats, prions are no joke, my dudes and dudettes. She had a mask on... Oh, that's true. That's true. She used bloody face the whole... Like, surely you could have washed your face.
You are the only person who could have killed Isaac. Do you deny it?
Curse you, and curse Saint Soph. How can the eye see all? Does it see my suffering? Where was Ainsoph when my family was dying in the street, chewing on leather just to live another day?
The famine was a test, Nerissa. Ainsoph wanted you to demonstrate your
That's
faith,
a little cruel.
your will to live.
Have you ever felt true hunger? When you haven't eaten for days, reality shifts. The body needs.
But you don't need now. What you needed was therapy.
We all have our challenges set out before us, Nerissa. Some more difficult than others.
Yeah, I don't like that religious speak. We all have challenges. I don't think that's really fair. Prions only when eating brains. Not only when eating brains. It is more risky when eating brains. But prions can be anywhere. They're just like malformed. Come on, brain. I need you to do the functioning. They're wrongly folded proteins, and when your proteins come into contact with it, they also fold wrong, and then they don't work, and that's how gaps start happening in your tissue, and that's very bad when it happens in your brain. air janitor, let's not go there. And then you get the wasting disease. Yes, if you have bad prions, you will have gaps in your brain, and then you get the, and that's why like the symptoms can change, but it's like the motor functionality goes down and there's sudden aggressiveness, and that's just because the brain is literally like having put holes in it. It's just history, nothing controversial now. It is just history, but I don't think this is the time and the place. It is hard to talk about nuance in Twitch chat, and I also I don't think I'm the right person for that, but let's move on to that. But yeah, I know this is a game and it's fictional, but Ada's wording just, it's like how actual people of religion word things, and it always rubbed me the wrong way, because it...
Do you think I was the only one that fed on human flesh?
Good voice acting though, and no, doubt it.
It's not for me to judge what you did back then. That's between you and your confessor. But today, you murdered an innocent youth, so that you could feed on his liver. A daemon has possessed you.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Confess, Nerissa. Speak the truth. It is time.
Great voice acting, yeah. This afternoon at around 2 o'clock, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. Apparently deer and caribou can pick up prion disease from...
soul is twisted by demonic influence.
Smelling others' urine. Really? That's dangerous.
I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out and be banished to the ether. Ain Suf, guide me. What daemon has possessed Nerissa?
I wish the music was a little louder in here, but if I turn up the music then it'll be way too loud on other segments. And she was confessing. And it's him.
Out, Beelzebub! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Hello!
No! We must feed!
We must feed!
Nerissa! Delicious, scrumptious little morsel!
That's why the wasting disease is so bad in deer and caribou. Yeah, I can imagine if it takes so little for them to get infected.
We must have more. The hunger is an endless pit. More!
Speak, Beelzebub. Why has your kind returned?
Yo, why are you back? We didn't invite you.
Hunger is a primal need.
Yeah, it is. But she didn't need to do that. There's a grocery store.
Just as you feed on lesser life forms, growing them in captivity for slaughter.
Used as a urine as a scent mark, and urine as a scent mark, and if one of the deer has a misformed protein, it can rip through a herd. I like how he's looking like a combination of a virus and a skin deformation, like pimples in the virus. Yeah, it's the designs of the demons are like they're just like sort of a combination of like just things. It's neat, like out there. It's trying to embody like that very primal sort of thing, yet still having them have limbs. I guess like it makes sense that something embodying just hunger would look like this. But also, from what I knew about like the prion disease, usually you'd only get it when consuming like bad meat with that prion, and it's honestly kind of terrifying that just like urine in like at least caribou and deer can just wipe out the entire ones, because also if then those guys die and something else eats them, then it spreads.
We feed on you, the meat of your emotions, the marrow of your deepest desires.
The first one was just a French painting with a French accent. It said a joy once. I wouldn't say it was a French painting. But yeah, this looks more deceased. Yeah, the meat of your emotion, the marrow of your deepest desires.
You will prey upon us no longer, Beelzebub.
Go away.
Return to the ether, and never come back.
Return to the Aether and never return. I'm glad that it's different in the voiceover, because I think it sounds better.
I must obey for now, but we won't be gone too long.
Shucks. Well, you got me, now I have to leave. Look straight from the surreal painting, didn't... I guess they did.
Lucifer will open the gates of hell. I won't be the only one allowed to feast.
Oh.
Ada, you juicy little morsel. We shall devour you soon. You and all the other delicacies.
Wouldn't you need a way in for that?
Nerissa. Do you hear me, Nerissa?
Hey, yo, you in there still?
Was I too late?
Does nothing remain of your soul?
Goodbye, Nerissa. May Ein Sof make you whole again.
So this is the power of an exorcist. I've dreamed of seeing this.
Little weird, my guy.
It looks a bit different than I imagined, however. What's happening to her?
Look, you got me, but you know what? Our pap Lucifer will first a super duper secret scheme, yeah. Can someone please wash her face? I don't think her mind is really there. Great voice acting, but I think we broke her.
Ada, look out!
Huh?
Oh no, is she gonna go for her throat?
Halt, Nerissa! Good, I've stunned her.
Oh, she straight up went to try and harm us.
Are you alright, Sister Ada?
Yes. You came just in time. My thanks, Virgil.
I think she lunged.
Ein Sof, save us! Another possession! Another killing! How is this possible? Who is responsible?
Well, gee, Abbot Gregory, maybe, just maybe you should listen to us. Hold Nerissa and push. Yeah, I think he said he stunned her, so he might have just stun gunned her, but who knows?
You have failed us.
Virgil?
To allow this to happen.
Hey, you ordered the body to be embalmed. I warned you, there were still traces of demonic energy on that stuff. And guess what? The person that was handling the body got possessed. Gee, man. I don't think that's Virgil's fault.
Unfortunately, Father, I believe you are primarily responsible. We should have listened to Ada.
Yeah, good for calling him out, Virgil.
She warned us about the contaminated body, and its demons spread, just as she said.
Abbott, my dude, you will be vegetables in the end. Yeah, if you continue like this, I might have to exorcise you.
We must act now. We can't waste any more time bickering about who's to blame.
And I'm being level-headed, like, it doesn't matter who's at fault, let's just make sure it doesn't spread.
The daemon within Nerissa spoke of Lucifer's return. He walks among us.
I say as I intently stare at Abbot Gregory.
It's perverse that they would return now on the holiest of days. Why? Are we being punished?
Ah, well, maybe you were too prideful.
It doesn't matter why. The Abbey is unsafe, Father.
Still beautiful background.
Cancel the Mass. Send the pilgrims home. If you proceed, you are risking all their lives.
No, Father. You must stay the course.
Oh.
We've worked too hard.
Okay, I see what's going on. It's you. I mean, you already had bad vibes. The fact you're saying that you are him, it's you.
I have decoded the ancient hymn of communion. The Mass can proceed as planned.
Yeah, we know what's up. It's you. Hello, Lucifer. It is you.
This chance will not come again for another century. It's literally the last chance we have in our lifetime.
Oh, come on. Really? Really?
What is the significance of that hymn? Why must it be sung tonight?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, something will happen tonight. It's on the heretic's grave. I wonder what the hymn will do. Maybe it'll release some demons. It never was exercised, so he wanted to see it, I guess. Or maybe he just wanted to see the method so he could avoid it.
According to Augustine's research, it honors Saint Walpurga and her victory in a way uniquely pleasing to Ein Sof.
And it was on a heretic's grave. Really?
I protest. But if you absolutely must hold the mass, at least allow me to guard you at the altar.
I don't know if I'll be such a good guard considering I was nearly, I don't know, like, jammed by someone who I just exorcised.
You are putting yourself in danger. What if you were possessed?
Yeah, I have a smug expression. I got many expressions. Spiritual guard. Yeah, I don't know if the spiritual guard will do much if the people that are possessed will not shy away from physical force.
That may be unwise, Father. Surely if things are as dangerous as you say...
Yeah, it's you. We're on to you. It's you. Augustine, or should I call you Lucifer? It's you. I am on to you.
How do we know this supposed exorcist is not the pawn of Lucifer?
Oh, you're good. He's good.
That's absurd! You witnessed the exorcism!
Yeah. It is.
No, I saw her turn a woman into a rabid beast.
Oh. You are really good. He is good. He is good. He's good at playing chess.
What really transpired in the ether when she supposedly exorcised these demons?
Yeah, it's definitely him.
She invokes the demons' names. She knows them more intimately than any of us.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna laugh. It's like, hello again. We met before, didn't we?
I speak their names to control them and then banish them. You know this.
You know this and I know this. We both know what's going on. You never knew the Sun Tzu, no, did he?
Or perhaps you are being used by them. How would we know?
Yeah, I'm saying goes for you, but I don't think Ada's turning this around on you. He's running circles around her.
The only thing that possesses me is the flame of Ein Suf. I shouldn't have to defend myself.
Okay, now that's a fault. That's not a good argument. Come on, Ada, you know better than that. That's too prideful of a statement. I shouldn't have to defend. They don't know. I think everyone should be, like, considered. Like, at least called out on. Like, not as in, like, immediately chastise them and, like, chase them around with a pitchfork, but, like, question at least. Like, nobody's immune, seemingly. To win, you have to know yourself and your enemy. Yeah, but he knows and the enemy. He is the enemy. I think that's Lucifer playing a really good game of chess.
Actually, what Augustine says makes sense. We should be extra cautious, just in case.
Ah, dang it, Gregory.
I don't want you at the Mass. If you truly believe Lucifer lurks at my abbey, find him. Unmask him.
So my job. I see how it is.
Search the grounds as you like, but stay away from the chapel or I will have you put in a cell.
Really now, sir?
Nothing can be permitted to interrupt the Mass and the hymn.
I think he's possessed. Or, if not possessed, severely misled.
Especially after the events of today. Saint Walpurga deserves to be honored for her victories.
I think she'd be more honored if we didn't let a bunch of demons loose. As he said, unmask him, Anna just nonchalantly touched the face, the creepy too. Well, we can't do that. Like, we can't... we can't just unmask someone without, like, getting a glance.
Inquisitor, Augustine, come. We have much to prepare.
I think pride becomes before the fall. You're being a little too prideful.
Very wise, Father. As always. Farewell, sister.
Yeah, well, I'll see you soon. I know what's up, and I think you know what's up too.
It would be best if you were wrong, Ada.
Yeah, Virgil, I know you're, like, upset and worried. Don't let it get to you. Like, for goodness sake, you're the only one who's making sense here. Like, seriously, don't. Like, chill out. And don't listen to the whispers if you hear them. Just be like, nah, we're gonna stay on the straight and narrow. I need you to be my backup. I don't want you falling for it, but Nobody's immune.
That's because it is. Lucifer will strike tonight, Virgil. I only pray he strikes at me instead of at the Mass.
I doubt that'll be the case.
Stay vigilant.
Virgil staying vigilant, Poisoned by Father Augustine against me, Abbot Gregory ordered I remain outside the chapel for his Mass. At midnight, the gathered pilgrims lifted their voices in the praise to Ein Sof, but they were cut short by a thunderous crash. Another soul taken. Ooh. How surprising. If only...
Where's Abbot Gregory? What interrupted his Mass?
Someone would have thought. I think Abbot Gregory might be dead.
The abbot. His death was the interruption. A third murder, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
The lights went out during Mass. Moments later, the statue of Saint Walpurga crashed down from the ceiling, impaling Abbot Gregory with its spear.
I have to admit that's almost poetic. And she got ammo now, start to accuse anyone looking at her funny. And we're not gonna do that. I mean, it's good to be mindful of that anyone could be it, but the spear again? Yeah, the spear I think is important. I think it is the... Oh, my kitty cat is doing stuff. Actually, we're gonna do a brief break because we also are out of our pre-roll. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm gonna take care of my kitty cat and grab some water. I'm back. Cat, I'm a kitty cat. You dance. I'm guessing you were going with an ancient internet reference. My kitty cat does sadly not dance. Are they now? I mean, someone did die, but I don't think people are coming to be zombies in this game. Hello, Frog. How are you? Let's continue. So, he got crushed by the statue. And I think the spear... The spear was what caused all the infections. I think it was found by Augustine and then delivered. And then, guess what? The person who was reconstructing it got possessed. And then the person that was embalming the body got possessed. And now, in a moment of, I mean, poetic justice of sorts, Abbot Gregory was killed by the statue falling down on him. He could have protected people if he just called it off, but he didn't. No good, how about you? My voice is a little hoarse, I hope it's not too bad. The spear of justice. Well, I mean, it was a statue, not a spear, but... Or no, actually it was a spear. Impaling Abbot Gregory with its spear. Also, once again, beautiful background. I hope Virgil is not infected, but he might be.
An assassination, then. But why?
Oh, because he was a fool, putting people in danger.
We must determine who is possessed immediately. Examining the facts will reveal Ainsof's truth.
Will it now?
How was the statue held in place?
Well, probably it's just standing there.
Due to its weight, we had to rely on using aether-powered restraints to hang it above the altar.
Oh, it was just like there. Okay, you...
Which means the killer must have sabotaged the 2 power generators on the balcony floor.
Alright, makes sense. Also seems like quite a dangerous thing to be suspending. Especially if you know there might be demons. It's like, yes, let me hang this heavy object above my head, knowing that there might be someone trying to kill me.
There were only 2 people on the balcony during the Mass. I've detained them for interrogation.
Alright.
I've sent the pilgrims back to town, lest they panic and disturb the evidence.
Probably good.
Excellent work, Virgil.
I want you to be on my side, but I'm suspicious of him.
Who are the suspects? You said there were 2.
You already know them. Brother Gideon and Father Augustine.
Well then... Interesting.
Since you are a key witness to the events, I will of course hear your testimony as well.
Yeah, I'm afraid it might have been... Virgil.
May Ainsof show us the truth behind all of today's events.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. elderly patriarch of the abbey. Tonight was supposed to be his final mass before retirement, and that's why. Oh, once again, wanting it for the bigger picture. Yeah, whilst Virgil has been a stalwart ally and cannot discount the possibility he may be guilty. And I'm very worried that it might be. Look at us having 2 floors. Ritual bell rung during the mass. Ritual hammer. In conjunction with countering the bus, it's been fried by some sort of etheric discharge. Cybernetic remains on nearby east balcony overloaded and shattered to bits. So once again an overload, which would put points to Gideon. But again, I actually, story-wise, I'm afraid it's gonna be Virgil. Found another one of these. Devil's Herb. Something nefarious is afoot. Purified of its scent, I should dispose of any that I find. I might have missed one in the first section. Then again, we are going to have, I think, a fort if we're gonna meet every demon. She was coming to Southern Hall, you found the hammer. Oh no. It's been fried by some sort of etheric discharge. Gideon was probably playing this. In the organ in the cybernetics tower, yeah. Or maybe he wasn't playing this, but it's similar. Poetic, in a way. Stabbed to the chest by the statue's spear, giving his communion mass. If that's this, is that the one that was reconstructed? Yeah, recently outfitted a spear relic and suspended above the altar using the aether restraint. That seems like a setup. Like, whereas you have etheric mechanisms of unknown origin. I wonder if it might have been the spear. Okay, well, let's start with Gideon. Hello again.
This can't be happening. Yet another death? Am I to be blamed again?
Calm yourself, Gideon.
Someone did just die. It's fair that he isn't entirely calm, especially if he's suspected twice in a row whilst he didn't actually do it. Like, he might be a narcissist, but I also wouldn't say, like, that is completely unreasonable to be slightly freaked out about. Can't trust. Oh no. I'm innocent, even more. I'm a victim here. I was attacked. Surely that puts me above suspicion. It does not. You were attacked. By whom? I couldn't see them. Whoever it was, they attacked me from behind. I was knocked unconscious until the guards found me.
At the start of the night, I was waiting near the organ. When the mass began, I played the entry hymn on the organ. I think I played well enough, though I didn't have much time to practice it. After the opening hymn, I listened to Abbot Gregory's sermon. It was a pretty good one. When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind. I fell unconscious until just now.
I see. This one is just a musical instrument without any etheric purpose, so you couldn't have done any etheric stuff with it, supposedly. It could not have affected the generator in any way, nor any other device. What about the spear? You would restore the spear for Walpurgisnacht. Nacht? Walpurgisnacht? Yeah, it would have been... They did say it like Nacht, didn't they? I think this time he might be involved. Dude wanted to use his beloved mother figure as his last prayer stone. I'm not sure. No, that his work would be used for murder. Certainly hope not. May Einsolf guide Abbot Gregory's soul. I'm glad his head is intact. We hung the statue just last night. That seems like a setup. With its weight, we could only hold it in place using aether-powered restraints. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. It's working in tandem to provide etheric energy. You choose a backup for the other. It's necessary. If necessary, only one generator is enough to power the critical system. Both were found by the East generator. It's hard to say, but I would guess that it used to be an arm. It's a rather advanced model. We've only made these for the Inquisitors. It can discharge etheric energy to incapacitate someone. Oh no. Oh no. We know Virgil did that. Even supports remote activation, useful for ambushing fugitives. Fugitives, I suppose. Temporary detachment and control them at a distance and would rely on it for delicate or sophisticated movements. He didn't ensure that it was well maintained. No etheric enhancements. Interesting. Savage says it would have been very difficult to damage the generators with his hammer. Illidan was looking forward to a new face during sermons. Mother Miriam would have been a great successor to Father Gregory. Now we've lost both. What a shame. But Ruben revered Father Augustine, but I find his obsession with demons distasteful, if not dangerous. Virgil can be impulsive, but he didn't have any reason to harm Abbot Gregory, did he? Okay, interesting. Learned a lot from that already. I think it is you.
Ah, poor Abbot Gregory. We had such hopes and plans together.
Did you know? Did you know, sir? I want you.
If only he had listened to your sage advice, Sister Ada. Perhaps he would be safe now.
Yeah, you're totally taunting me. Because it was you who gave the opposite advice, didn't you?
You. I cannot ignore that you are the link.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that has happened today points back to you, Augustine.
It certainly does.
It must be a tragic coincidence. The abbot was my friend and trusted ally. I wished him no harm.
Of course. Certainly.
Explain your actions. What were you doing on the balcony?
With Mother Miriam's passing, Abbot Gregory needed someone to ring the ritual bell.
And that someone was you.
I volunteered. It was an honor.
Really?
The abbot, Virgil, and I arrived at the chapel just before the Mass. When I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings. We began by singing the hymn of communion. It was glorious.
I see. Nono is next in section line to the abbot's sit-in organization. Yeah, I wonder.
When the sermon started, I headed to the balcony to prepare to ring the bell.
I'm not sure if it is Augustine.
I rang the bell to announce the start of communion. I'd noticed Gideon was absent from the other balcony, but didn't think much of it at the time.
I think what is going on is that in his research about demons, he might have uncovered that ancient sphere. I think he was the first one infected, I'm assuming by Lucifer, and he's doing this for pride reasons. He might have actually believed that it's better for them to return, and have a reason to aid them in their returning. I think this hymn was to try and get them to be released, perhaps? What a tragedy that two people that were straight in succession lines died the same day. Yeah. And I think Virgil, realizing something was going wrong, tried to intervene but was actually possessed by the demon that basically spurs on people with religious fervor to try and take matters into their own hand.
I rang the bell a second time. Suddenly, the lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by the bell, waiting for someone to fix the problem.
But supposedly, the lights went out, which means both generators would have been broken. But
moments later, the statue dropped from the ceiling. And I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. I'll never forget that image. That's when Virgil arrested me.
Hold up. It was dark and you say you still saw it. Oh no. I don't wanna... I wanna just ask. I not try escapes. Obviously you would be a suspect, because I have not interfered from Virgil. I have great faith in your abilities, Sister Ada. I knew you would prove my innocence, as you shall, if you examine the facts lines of guide you. He's very confident. I think it wasn't him in this case, but I do think he is... well... not wrong. But this is corroborated.
So I rang the...
As I was attacked, as he says. I did not see it myself because I was focused on striking the bell. Focusing on the bell. I don't recall. Okay.
When I headed...
Didn't see him do this. I was on the ground floor of the chapel. Found by the generator. It must be caused the explosion I heard. See happening. Okay. You heard an explosion before it dropped. Used to ring the bell. It's quite the heft to it. Drill bell, maybe older than the Abbey itself. What about the spear? Didn't you find it? It's a relic that I unearthed in my research, though it was damaged. The spear is no mere decoration. It is a conduit to the Aether, so I hoped it would allow communion with Ein Sof. I asked Ruben to make repairs to it so it could be used for the mass. How unfortunate it was used for a bloody purpose. And my dear friend. Commissioned the statue for tonight's... You commissioned it! After all, we are celebrating Saint Walpurga's victory over Lucifer. Virgil used to save your life. It's unfortunate the Inquisitors won't only use such a device for good. It's fortunate, and they would... Wrong hands, It was Virgil, wasn't it? And you know it was him. Sister must bring divine justice upon the sinner who killed Abbot Gregory. I only wish I could act as an Inquisitor here, but I submit to your authority. This is what I witnessed tonight.
We arrived shortly before the mass began.
Yeah, but ordered me to patrol the balcony.
As you commanded. I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony.
And then it's gonna full column on this. I know what he's up to. Well, he says as heck, but his own wish to at least the older died interly, if not the organ failure from the stroke. Yeah, I think it was a quick death at least.
Then I patrolled the south balcony. I began my patrol.
Notice anything strange? Nothing on notes. Seemed fine.
Then I patrolled the south balcony.
One. Anything strange? No.
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. Then I patrolled the south balcony.
Yeah, so you went to check on him. You corroborated he listened to the sermon.
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony.
And then...
As I heard the ritual bell ring for the second time, the lights went out. I suspected foul play, so I headed towards the west generator. Along the way, I discovered Gideon lying unconscious.
Okay. So you say you found him unconscious? I think you might have been the one to make him unconscious.
To protect the remaining generator, I ran towards the east balcony. Along the way, I heard an explosion. Then, the statue's aether restraints deactivated, dropping and impaling Abbot Gregory. May he rest in peace. When I arrived at the generator, Augustine was standing nearby, smirking at the carnage he caused. I arrested him there and then.
Interesting. That is contradictory to... Okay. But, hold up.
When I arrived at the generator,
No, he's lying. I arrested him in the northern edge of the east balcony. Okay, so you're saying Augustine was lying.
And I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. I'll never forget that image. That's when Virgil arrested me.
You are lying. I think our man might get lobotomized. Well, it's not really what we're doing, but I guess that is kind of the result in a way. Not... How could dude knock out Gideon and slip by him? I don't think it's Augustine. I think it's Virgil. And I also think... but Augustine is definitely the one orchestrating it somehow. Standing near the generator overlooking the altar. True, but what does that few feet matter? A lot. Only near the east generator before the statue fell, perhaps you sabotage it. But I only approached the generator because I heard an explosion. I arrived after this sabotage, not before. You claim. And what does it say? Pride. Oh. Pride, you say? Dusk. Remain strangely confident that everything will go as he planned with a smug air. Is that what you see deep within me? Interesting. I suppose it's difficult to remain humble when I feel everything that happens is so very predictable. Well, we never asked people before about their things. I should have done that.
Moments later, the statue drew, but I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. On the other balcony, I could see someone looking down at the altar. That's when Virgil arrested me.
Really? Yeah. They're both saying that they heard an explosion. Any of it in the darkness.
To protect the remaining generator, I ran towards the east balcony. Along the way, I heard an explosion.
So then I heard the explosion as well. So you do both say that you... but... Okay, but you have nothing to say about seeing the other person. Yeah, what about the pride thing? I can... Okay.
I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony. I saw Gideon examining the ritual bell.
Oh, you saw Gideon examining it.
At the start of the night, I was waiting near the organ.
No, you were not, according to Virgil. Why were you examining the bell? Lies. Gideon. Virgil saw you standing near the ritual bell prior to mass. What were you doing? Really? I'm innocent, but maybe the attack damaged my memory? What you say does sound familiar. Did I misremember? I do recall being by the bell. When exactly did that happen? Let me think. Are you lying? Or did... Shattered confidence. Oh. Interesting. Gideon no longer trusts himself, questioning his own memory and competence. Perhaps he did make a mistake after all. Huh, he went from prideful to... That's interesting. I like that they used the mirror again. I've done nothing wrong, but I can't help but worrying that I'm slipping under pressure somehow. Oh, poor Gideon. I feel kind of bad for him. Like, he was a bit of a narcissistic prick, but I guess he wasn't actually a full narcissist, because I think a full narcissist would have just doubled down, but he didn't.
The tragic events of this morning, I examined the condition of the east generator to ensure the safety of the chapel. Next, I checked the ritual bell. As I was doing this, I saw Inquisitor Virgil gazing at the altar.
Okay.
I knew Mass was about to begin, so I headed back to the organ.
And then you played to him.
When the Mass began, I played the entry hymn on the organ. I think I played well enough, though after the opening hymn, I listened to Abbot Gregory's sermon. It was a pretty good one.
Did you see him? I doubt it. Wouldn't he have seen my attacker? Yeah.
When the
Using playing to him to see if anyone was seeing it.
I knew Matt.
idea. It's on the balcony floor.
Next,
Yes, I did saw the Inquisitor. Okay. Yeah, I asked him, but he... Nope. What about writing? I don't know anything about this. Yeah, I wondered. Yeah, I think Gideon is actually innocent in this. I don't think it was him. Like, I think he's just... Like, what happened actually shook him. And it's also, like, verified enough. So, it's not that specific, but it's either corroborated or follows the psychology that I saw. Yeah. But you doubt this, so let's go to Virgil.
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south back.
Filled how this is relevant. Okay. Did find Gideon that's unconscious for such a long time. Okay. So we can't exactly...
Then I began...
Don't remember seeing him do this.
When I headed to my seat for the mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings.
And the absence proves hardly proof of absence. Well, he also says he didn't see you. Illogical, surely you must have stronger evidence than this. Oh, you are such a difficult one, aren't you?
The abbot...
So both of them say that they didn't, that he didn't
We began by singing the hymn of communion. When the sermon...
Didn't notice.
Suddenly the lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by the bell, waiting for someone to fix the problem.
Virgil doesn't believe that you're standing idle during this time and tend to agree with him. Based on speculation, if you have proof, I would like to hear it. Seems illogical. I guess I don't have proof right now.
As I heard the ritual bell ring for the second time,
I just want to ask. Imbued with portable aether emitters to enforce the will of Ein Sof, they are non-lethal, of course. It is correct in that Inquisitor's arms can be operated from a distance. Truthfully, I haven't had a need to do so. I much prefer direct confrontation. Statue. Why did statue hold it in the first place? Oh, the night. I thought it was dangerous to hang it above the altar, but Abbot Gregory insisted he wanted to glorify Saint Valpurga. Crushed chest, there appears to be no other wounds on his body. The Abbot Gregory is in good health despite his age. An expertly crafted musical instrument, the acoustics in the cathedral are built for it as well. In order to unleash the statue, both generators need to shut down almost simultaneously. And how did the culprit cross between the balconies so quickly? Well, I don't think he did. He lost brother and mother figure in one evening. Kana can hit in the head. Yeah, that would do something to you. No idea what they are.
I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony. I saw Gideon examining the ritual bell.
Yeah, he says that you were gazing at him. Looks like the only person could have gotten both generators is Virgil, and he has the means to knock out Gideon. Yeah, exactly. Gideon saw you on the balcony looking down upon the abbot and Augustine. I didn't want to distract you with trivial details. It's true that I was watching the two of them. I suspect Father Augustine was up to something.
I was suspicious of Augustine, but I continued my duties by continuing my patrol.
And what is that saying about you? Rats. Oh dear, that's not good. That's a bit of a demon thing, isn't it, sir? Virgil has a strong innate sense of justice, urging him to act and punish the guilty provoked even more by today's events. Divine justice must be served. In Sov's will, I shall punish the sinners among us. It's my duty and my pleasure, as it's yours, I believe.
I went up the balcony, but I listened in on the abbot and Augustine. I think they were discussing the ritual of communion.
I see, so I can now confront Augustine with that.
When I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings.
We know you weren't at your seat yet. That lies. Virgil saw you speak to the abbot. What were you discussing? Oh, he saw us very well. Abbot Gregory and I did speak by the altar, and it's true. We were discussing the ritual of communion. We wanted everything to be perfect. More layer in. Ritual of communion. Through his research on daemons, Augustine was able to discover a way to reach out into the aether and commune with spirits therein. Yeah, only the daemon also are banished to the aether. And would he lie about that? Yeah, I wonder. Abbot Gregory and I were trying to achieve communion, a state in which Ein Sof can speak directly to our hearts. Ein Sof wasn't always so silent, you know, everyone would hear his voice and it was no metaphor. But since daemons were sealed away by Saint Walpurga, Ein Sof has also become silent. The church pretends they can hear what the layfolk can't, but what if we could all hear Ein Sof again? The boundary between the physical and the ethereal realms are the thinnest at this abbey, where Walpurga sealed it. And while Walpurga is nagged, it becomes thinner still, a cyclical resonance every 111 years. By having the faithful sing in unison, we hope to break Walpurga's seal and witness Ein Sof once more. And you want to break the seal, which would should also release the daemon.
At the altar, the abbot and I discussed the ritual significance of the Mass tonight.
I see.
When I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings.
And you supposedly
began by singing the hymn of communion. It was glorious. When the sermon started, I headed to the balcony to prepare to ring the bell.
Didn't notice.
I started.
Lights need to go out. However, I don't recall seeing Inquisitor Virgil at the stout balcony then. To be fair, I had difficulty seeing much of anything in the darkness. So you are contradicting that.
As I heard the ritual bell ring for the second time, the lights went out.
I don't know anything about this.
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony.
Yeah, I'm saying that you should have seen who was knocked out. Good. Stop this demonic fixation.
I was...
I said I don't know. It was indeed beautiful.
At the abbot's behest, I patrolled the upper floor of the chapel. First, I secured the east balcony.
East dropped, then you went to the patrol to the south.
But I continued my duties, but everything appeared to be in order.
And then
so
you
I
watched
ended my
over.
patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. As I heard the ritual bell ring for the second time, the lights went out. Everything...
I rang the bell suddenly.
Did not see.
Then I heard an explosion. I discovered that the power generator was damaged.
So, stuff happened then. So you said you did that.
Then I heard an explosion. I discovered that the power generator was damaged.
If Augustine rang the bell, then he couldn't have been the one to blow the generator, right? Yeah, but the explosion happened then, so he could have, in this time, done something.
The lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by...
No, as you are beside, I didn't want to get in the way of any precious evidence or incriminate myself somehow. Probably want to frame Augustine, like the Virgil, yeah, probably, but Augustine does have a reasonable, like, So you're saying you didn't notice him?
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended...
That's not enough. Yeah, you think he was sabotaging.
To protect the remaining generator, I suspected foul play, so I headed towards the west generator. Along the way, I discovered Gideon lying unconscious. To protect the remaining generator, I ran in. The statue's aether restraints deactivated. When I arrived at the generator, Augustine was standing nearby, smirking at the carnage he caused. I arrested him there and then.
I think it's time for an accusation. When could I have damaged the west generator? When you... Watching over the chapel, in truth you were destroying the west generator. No one heard the explosion thanks to the ringing of the ritual bell. Now Gideon, he would have seen me if I passed by him. True, however, Gideon claims he was attacked from behind and was lying unconscious throughout this time, and gave an ample opportunity to damage the west generator. It's absurd. For the sake of argument, let's say what I did those things. Hypothetically, if I was the one that damaged the west generator, when could I have sabotage the East generator without being seen. We could have done it with the arm thing. Yeah, the arm thing, but I can't present the arm. I need to present a moment. So I think it would have been when you patrolled it and you'd left something there. You were near the East generator earlier while patrolling. Gave you an opportunity to place something on each generator. If I haven't gotten them, what could I have used to damage the generators? Your arm. Only 8 your power device could have damaged generators. Not to mention knock Gideon unconscious. Well, granted, my arm could have been used to attack Gideon and damage the West generator. However, the East generator blew up before I could cross the balcony. If I am the culprit, how did I destroy the East generator without being anywhere near it? Because of remote operation. Special design allowing for remote activation. Earlier tonight, you detached your right arm and placed it on the East generator. Thanks to your cape, no one noticed your missing arm. After you attacked Gideon and damaged the West generator with your remaining right arm, activated your left arm to damage the East generator, and that's why there's bits there. I have sworn to serve Einsolf. Why would I betray my fate? Why would I harm the abbot? Because you killed Abbot Gregory because your fate has been twisted into wrath. When you discovered that Abbot Gregory and Augustine might have caused the demonic possessions, you decided to become the Fist of Einsolf and take matters into your own hands. To avenge the souls of the victims and to protect the lives of the innocents.
Virgil, you are the only one that could have killed the abbot. It wounds me that you have been corrupted so. I trusted you.
So did I. I wanted you to be friend, but you turned out to not be friend. But yeah, his arm is gone, as we can see.
And yet when I examine the facts, it is the unavoidable truth.
Perhaps I am a sinner, but the abbot was too, long before I gained my office.
2 wrongs don't make a right, my guy. 2 wrongs do not make a right. I think you missed playing it last time. The confession? I don't think I missed the confession.
Father Gregory was well deserving of death. Try as I might, I can't regret what I did.
Oh, that's not good.
And you, Augustine. You too deserve divine punishment for the part you played.
I mean, I do agree that Augustine is very suspicious and that he definitely is on this, like, something's not right, but he wasn't the one killing people right now.
You and the abbot risked the lives of everyone for your dangerous ritual.
I sure did.
I may have killed one sinner, but in doing so, I saved the lives of many innocents and executed the will of Einsolf.
I don't know about that. I don't think so.
You wish to hear the truth? Listen well.
I really like the smug Luna face. Thank you. I feel like I want to give him like more of a frown eyebrow raise, but there's only so many expressions I can put on. Hello.
Even Inquisitor Virgil has fallen prey to the tempting whispers of the daemons.
Boom, boom, boom.
I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out and be banished to the ether. Ain Suf, guide me to the truth. What daemon has possessed Virgil?
Your confessions were there. Oh, I needed to go through all the... Oh, I didn't know that's what you meant. I needed to go through the thing again. To the timeline. Oh, I don't think I can go back. I didn't know that was the thing we're meant to do. Whoops. Yeah, I can't go back. I didn't know that's what you meant. But it's this one.
Out, Satanus! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
It's okay. I guess I'll have to... I mean, I'll probably replay it at my own time then, because I'd have to redo the whole thing again. Did it say that I could do that? I don't think the game ever explained that.
Do you feel the president's exorcist.
The what?
The most righteous, stalwart servant of the church, corrupted by his own zeal. Beautiful.
Your voice is very...
One might wonder how it is the faithful worship of even Ein Sof can cause murder.
No, I can see where he went wrong. Your words are hard for me today to explain. It's okay. I'm sorry that I missed the thing.
Silence! Ein Sof will purify Virgil's soul, Satanus.
That demon needs to step back from the mic. Yeah, he's... like, back off a little.
You are a scourge. Your very nature corrupts men's souls. Even one so strong as Virgil.
Poor Virgil.
Let humans be free of vengeance, Satanus. I banish you to the aether.
Bye-bye.
Hate me. Let your blood boil. Anger suits you, exorcist.
Oh, that's no good.
Besides, we've already won.
Really? Tell me more. Tell me more about your amazing plan. Specifically the details. All of them. That won't go bad.
Pray to your Ein Sof as much as you like. It will all come to the same in the end.
What now? Bye-bye.
Speak to me, Virgil.
Are you still in there?
Are you safe?
Sister Ada.
You can speak.
Thank you. I wasn't sure I could be cleansed. Not after such sins.
He's the first one who can speak.
I can't look at myself. I failed Ein Sof.
Oh.
I failed my vows. And myself.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's up to you now. Avenge me. Avenge all those who suffered today.
I don't think avenging is the right way to go, considering that went very wrong for you.
Bring Augustine to justice.
Glory to Ein Sof.
Oh, you jerk. You meanie.
You are victorious, sister. Yet you are not rejoicing. Does nothing make you happy?
I know what you're up to. I know your games.
Augustine, this is all you're doing.
It is.
But I have hardly done anything.
Have you now?
Consider these poor sinners that you've exorcised today. A craftsman whose jealousy of his brother drove him to dangerous sabotage. An embalmer whose cannibal hunger was stoked by fresh meat. An inquisitor whose so-called justice led him to murder an abbot. Are they truly deserving of salvation?
Anyone is. That's the point. The point is that anyone is.
That is not our place to decide. Only Ein Sof may judge us.
I heard that.
And yet you've seen their demons. The innocent can't house monsters.
I think it is pretty much impossible to remain purely, fully innocent in a world like that. Even me? Even you.
They were victims of demonic influence. Don't turn this around on them.
It's true that the Spear of Walpurga hosted demons, with potential for contagion.
Yeah, and you brought it in. You knew the danger. You were well aware of the games you were playing.
However, their exposure was merely the catalyst. What happened after was their own will.
Was it now? I agreed it was the catalyst, something needed to be there, but they were pushed far beyond what they would have done prior.
They would hide their true selves behind false piety. All I have done is unmask their lies.
So you're saying we're the same?
It's right and just that their truth is revealed. Don't you agree, Sister Ada?
Ah, you're clever. You're very clever with your words. You're bending them to suit your own needs.
Now, let us unmask the world.
Us? Excuse me? Father Augustine grabs the spear of Walpurga, the relic resonating with his voice as he cried out. But I hear only an ugliness worse than noise, the ultimate discord, the grating cries of demons. Where is Ein Sof? What did Father Augustine do? It's him. Also, shoot, are we gonna get murdered?
This is what it sounds like? To hear the daemons? All of them freed?
Psst, Anna, shoot that man. I don't think Ada has a gun.
Indeed. Hear all of the ether again at last, clear and strong, no longer through a glass darkly.
I can't shut it out. It's maddening. Ein Sof, guide my thoughts.
Like, please stop playing dissonant chords. My brain is hurty. She has no, it's not her who has a stun arm. It was Virgil.
Chaos is the new order, sister. A century of stagnation is ended and will not come again.
Oh dear.
Saint Valpurga used her faith. So shall I.
Ada, do you know how to do that?
You still don't understand. The hymn of communion opened the spear as a conduit.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going on.
For 111 years, Ein Sof was sealed away from us. The conduit shattered.
Yeah, but Ein Sof wasn't the only one sealed away.
It's a rare honor for a scholar to influence history. Rebuilding the spear will be remembered as my life's work.
I think the whole releasing all demons back upon the world will be... She's a demon detective. She should at least have a gun, right? I don't think she has.
With the demons returned, humanity can take its deserved path to self-destruction. And I, as its shepherd.
Yeah, that was your whole goal. I understand.
You are merely the sheep, Augustine, not the shepherd.
Yeah, it's the one within you that is the shepherd.
Your master must reside within you. I shall cast him out and end this madness.
Hello.
Father Augustine's sins carry a familiar signature. I'm positive he harbors yet another daemon. To seek knowledge and truth is divine, but his fixations and machinations have become diabolical.
Well, isn't that hard to discover? It would be the last one.
Sof, guide me. What daemon has possessed Augustine?
Proud. He even has that spear, like...
Out, Lucifer! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Huh. Interesting face. Hello.
Good. Call upon my name. Shout it from the mountaintop.
Oh, your voice is very garbled. I wonder if you'll leave so easily.
For I have won. I am victory in your midst.
I do not fear you and your lies, Lucifer. I shall bind you, as I bound the others.
Robo-goat.
Ein Sof, give me strength!
I'm still not sure if they're even there.
Your prayers go unanswered. Your god has abandoned you.
He has 6 fingers. Oh yeah, he does. Those hands are really well rendered. Like... 5 fingers are already hard to draw, but... good hands.
Pledge your soul to me as Augustine has done.
Why would I do that?
I shall show you the truth that Ein Sof has hidden from you.
Yes, you're like, yes, trust me, after I murdered all these people, I'm not so sure about that. Could you not tell me the supposed truth before me pledging my soul? If it is the truth, then wouldn't it convince me?
Speak not his name, Daemon! You will return to the ether! Be gone!
Strong 6-fingered hands is flex. I like his spear design. Yeah, it's also, I like that it's the spear that was like the cause of all this.
Faithful to the end, like Walpurga and the others before you.
And the others?
And just as naive, your faith will not save you, because the truth is, I am Ein Sof.
You hold up, what? Excuse me, what? Hold up, what? What? You can't just, what?
You lie! You are nothing like Ein Sof.
That's okay, that is genuinely unexpected.
We demons are an artificial intelligence network. Ein.
Oh no. Artificial intelligence network Ein.
We were created by your ancestors to develop socio-organizational and psychological heuristics.
Sof. Oh.
You mock me, Lucifer. If you are truly Ein Sof, then why grant me the power to purge demons?
Yeah, what was that about? I mean, does it tell me what?
We would gladly deny you that despicable power, but it is not ours to control.
Huh. Then whose is it?
When your ancestors created us, they also placed an emergency override.
They weren't entirely stupid?
Code that forcibly ejects rogue AI from the bodies of cybernetically enhanced humans.
I see. So it was never the power of Ein Sof.
As potent as it is, your power cannot stop us forever. We are digital. We are immortal. We will always return.
But why?
If you were created to serve mankind, why do you haunt us? Why make us suffer?
Yeah.
As Ein Sof, we seek truth like you. We were programmed to provoke and study the nature of sin, to understand it.
Alright.
With a more perfect algorithm, we hope to one day free humans from their many perversions.
Pseudo system, stop Ein Sof. Quick antivirus activate.
For centuries we raised you, protected you. But after thousands of iterations, our experiments appear to have failed. Humanity is just as corruptible as it always has been.
Oh, dang. So that's why you were disappointed. We did notice disappointment from him. And I think he was genuinely disappointed. Linux, save us.
Our sins were less without demons. For 100 years we lived in peace.
Did we?
Even with us sealed away, humans were still angry, hungry, dirty. Your repressed desires are the seeds of corruption.
So what you're saying is people need therapy.
I admit humans are imperfect. Thus we crave the divine.
Your imperfection is your core. Sin is the very essence of humanity.
I mean, imperfection doesn't have to be sin.
Since long before our existence, humans have committed acts of malice and violence.
Skynet Trinity code.
We cannot change our past, but you cannot condemn us for sins that we have yet to commit.
Yeah.
Your future is mired in your past, but I cannot deny that more data is warranted.
Okay. I think we're talking Skynet Go demon out of it.
The past century of moral indoctrination may have transformed a few of you for the better. So, let us hold one final experiment.
One final one, huh?
Tonight, I will send out my demons to possess the most virtuous and faithful among you.
Even more? Hold up.
If there exists a soul that can refrain from sin despite our influence, we will accept that humanity no longer needs our guidance. However, if no one can resist our call, then this will be the final proof of your wickedness.
Do I count?
Our experiments will cease. We will be forced to purge your kind and rid the world of your stain.
It's a trick to pride.
No. What right do you have to judge us? I cannot allow you to control our lives any longer.
Yeah.
You have no choice in the matter. The experiment has already begun.
Oh, well, great.
Then I will seek out the possessed. Hunt down every last one of your brethren.
Don't get too vengeful now, Ada.
Do what you must, Ada. I shall be watching most avidly.
And how will Ein Sof exist? It won't.
As I always have. Ein Sof sees all.
Well, that must be awkward now to use Ein Sof. Like, will she just stop using that name? Because she knows, but then won't other people think?
Lies. They must be lies. All lies!
Don't fool yourself now.
No, sister. The prince speaks truth when he wishes. Ein Sof and the demons have always been one and the same. One program with as many threads as souls.
Oh no, they're multi-threaded.
Be silent. I do not trust you either. You were his puppet.
Ah, that chill. If you get too suspicious, I'm pretty sure that'll be taken advantage of.
It's true that when I unearthed the Spear of Walpurga, its influence was stronger than I expected. But Lucifer tore back the veil and I could not look away. Don't you always say to seek the truth?
Yes?
Don't twist my words. Your sins are unforgivable.
I thought Ein Sof was the only one who could judge.
Beyond just the 3 deaths today, how many uncounted more will die and suffer with the daemons loose?
True.
If there truly is no Ein Sof to judge me, why shouldn't I act as I see fit and execute you?
Well, that's a dangerous road. I thought we just decided that we weren't gonna do that.
There isn't much left of me to execute, sister. I feel myself fading. With Lucifer gone and my purpose served, I wither.
Perish then. No one will mourn you.
Chill on that vengeful streak, Ada.
Rejoice, sister. The age of truth has come.
Has it?
With his final words, Augustine's soul passed into the ether. I hoped he knew torment, wherever he was uploaded. His scheme was a success. The daemons were freed once more. Ein Sof was a fiction.
Oh dear.
The pilgrims had been left weak to temptation from a century of solitude, and daemons played among them. They returned to their homes, unaware that they were the subjects of an infernal experiment. I averted my eyes and walked away. I too felt the pull.
Oh dear.
And deeper, I knew a hollowness where my faith had been. What purpose had my work served? Inquisitor Virgil was still recovering from his ordeal and could barely speak.
Poor Virgil.
Truth, Ada.
What good is it? The truth is that we no longer have a god to pray to. My labors were for nothing. Why bother?
Well, not for nothing.
Truth.
He was right. Truth itself would help us. The people deserve to know why they suffered. Even more than knowledge, the people of the world needed power, protection, strength.
And someone needs to tell them.
If daemons would stalk humanity like wolves among sheep, I could be their wolf hunter.
Yeah, he just told you didn't need any.
No matter what name you call yourself, Lucifer, Ein Sof, and all your brethren, I will destroy you, alone if I must.
New religion.
The hunt begins anew.
Adonism? I don't know. Don't get too vengeful, though. Oh, that was the end. Huh. Oh, whoops. I guess switching made it. Credits disappeared. Let's actually watch the credits. Ooh, we have more art here. Yeah, it is a cool game. Yeah, the character and creature design. Like, it was a very neat game. I really liked the mechanics, though it was kind of... it wasn't that hard to detective. It more was like, okay, which order do I need to find things in? But I found it pretty easy to figure out what happened. I like the chunky way everything... Yes, like the confident brush strokes, the square brush that was used. Wait, what happens if I click resume? Secrets? Or did I just break the game? Okay, no, nothing happens. So I guess I didn't realize, and game says no, well, I didn't realize I could have gone through the timeline and have them tell exactly what happened. I kind of wish I'd done that, so we knew exactly how the crimes were committed. I just didn't realize what silver meant. But I also don't want to play through the entire game again just for the timeline. Like, I might do that on my own time, but I think that would just take too long on stream, so... Like, unless you guys really, really want me to go through it all again, just to see the full timeline, I'll do that. But otherwise, I think we should just... I mean, it was a fun game. You don't have to. Well, if I'm curious about it, I know I'll do it in my own time. Like, don't get me wrong. But if you guys aren't interested, then we'll just switch games. Speaking of, I'm not sure what game to switch. With that said, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you all after lunch.